Yes, we're going to keep the ball again!
Go on, Niall!
Niall McGinn!
Initiation song, I think. We started this week. Come on and sing that song.
No
Go on,
chance.
Niall.
No
Come on.
You'll not be able to understand me talking, never mind singing.
You still single?
Still single, yeah.
What's the Instagram name for any young women that are watching it? What's the Insta name?
McGinn Niall 10.
That's busy. That Instagram is
You were a man for
busy.
the ladies, I'll tell you that, back in the day.
You or me?
No, you don't me.
So you like on Instagram these days?
No, I don't go on any of that. No, mate. I'm a bit off on that nonsense.
Oh, boys, what a bad week last week. See that TikTok about me? If Si Ferry never played for Celtic Reserves or Swindon, it was Donald Trump working in a drive-thru in McDonald's.
That's probably in it though.
And then we spoke about Luke McInnes playing for 20 minutes.
That
on the
was
Cooper Show.
amazing,
Mate,
mate.
that was it. Because every one of these on the Cooper Show was giving their point of view whether he should start or not.
20 minutes, mate.
Amazing.
Nobody went, he's cut
Well, you think
time.
the producers maybe help you by cutting that bit out, no?
Sitting there picking that up.
Stitched you up, innit? Stitched you up.
Fucking stitching us up, man. But Alan Brazil was my inspiration. Did you watch his story about the boy that died, Hansi?
I didn't say it, I've seen your
you need to
interviews.
watch it, mate. What a guy. And then you heard at the Celtic game. Fan, what was the
And just beside me just kept saying, you handsome little fucker. But take the piss, obviously. Oh, mate,
Ah,
it was
they're
so
telling the
awkward.
truth.
No,
Give-
he
give
wasn't.
him credit.
He kept laughing every time after they said it as well. Then you had one this morning, didn't you?
Aye, getting the coffees, aye. Fucking honest to
Where,
God.
what was the place? Do you know the name of the place?
What was it, Pantry? What's it called?
Pantry, aye.
What was the street pantry?
Aye. Get the coffee, guys. What do you not celebrate for? Pure raging. I was like, ah, fucking hell, mate.
Oh, mate, you've had this
Unbelievable,
thinking, haven't you?
honestly.
Imagine he'd done that to you. Celebrate now, go. We just started celebrating. And he's shot. It's like he's shot. And he's like, ah, yeah. I'm done, mate.
Should have done that one.
Mate, have you had any fans come up to you, giving you abuse, something like that?
Nah, you get abuse all the time, but I'm more chilled and laid back in the sense of, I think that the try and start on you to get a reaction. Like I've been out with Stokesy and been out with McGeady and stuff, and they're the type of characters, they jump off reactions, they
go for it, don't they? They don't give a fuck.
Stokesy's the one, he just wants to fight everyone, but I'm just chilled.
bother, mate.
I just play them at their own game because they come up to you. I've had it even back home, just being at Lintorn, Cliftonville fans come up, they know, like obviously growing up and playing for Celtic and stuff, they're straight away thinking, why did you not come to Cliftonville? Like, I'm just there, I'm signed for Lintorn, I'm here to play football, and straight away they want to like try and fight you or something, and then seeing you start answering them, give them questions and just start talking to them, then they're just normal.
That's actually a good shout.
Did I say anything about your hair?
Nah, I need to go where you went to. Where'd you go?
mate, mine's just good.
You can come back with me and get finished.
That's getting thin, mate. I remember it back in the Celtic days, but would you get it?
I've always been the V, but I probably will get it done if I'm being honest.
See on his hands. Sorry. Cameron's never picked it up and the other Motherwell fans see it. He had Clement out right across his hand. That's why the Rangers fans started cheering.
Oh, buzzing.
My phone text me Sunday said, only guy in history to score a goal and ask for a VAR check.
Here, some finish.
Said that to me as well.
Oh, like something.
I can always score slide tackles, mate. That's what that was.
Oh, amazing. Mate, see, even at that, how many people, it's you that's done it, and how many people message me, you better ask him why he's not celebrated.
I mean, it did go
Unbelievable.
mental though, didn't it?
Oh, mate, mad. Did you get loads of
Loads, aye, but the same old, like your mates putting things in the group chats and all that. But for me, it just sums up the west of Scotland, let's be honest. It happens all over the world, but because it's us, then. I mean, if I scored against Hearts and done the same thing, would be the same outrage.
You're saying you wouldn't have celebrated if it was Hearts as well?
No, would they? No.
You respect?
But I tell you one thing, I wasn't apologising for scoring.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, I know that's maybe how it looks to be fair, which isn't great, but I definitely wasn't apologising for scoring a goal.
How'd that go in?
No, shouldn't have made that run.
Piss, read that my post.
Hefty done crack. Was it Hefty? He done cracking for it, didn't he?
He went to the corner.
Mate, talking about that.
I think he's trying to chase your touch, but they didn't realise it went into the goal.
Put me in here.
Somebody put a tweet into the group chat saying when Docherty realises he's left the oven on.
Somebody else sent me SPFL Rangers.
It's brilliant how quick people just get the gifts and that straight away. And it's
I mean, they're geniuses though, isn't it? No?
Somebody wrote on a Rangers, must be a fans forum, fuck's sake, we just let a Clyde one pundit sneaking at the back post.
you do a separate show on that.
That's crazy.
I want to ask you to Anfield when you went and played Liverpool Legends. How was he?
Me and Shay giving player cam to him first 17 minutes. Never touched it.
It's a bit harsh, isn't
To
it?
be fair, you were playing in the hole, and I think Liverpool had majority of the ball at the start of the game, didn't they?
Robbie Keane was fuming with me all the time. I think he was expecting me to go and beat 6 players, but big skirt like that could shift.
They were decent.
Oh, Robbie Keane he always wants to win and stuff, and he always wants to score. But he's like, expect me to go and take 6 players on and then just feed him through as if it was easy. And
Was
no
he kidding
chance.
you?
But Gerrard was getting on the ball and keeping the ball, going side to side. He was doing 60-yard runs when he came on. Shorts up over his shoulders.
How funny was Big Ramon Vega, mate? You fucking loving it,
brilliant.
weren't you? That was a good weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I've just come back and my mate Stevie came over. He was just more excited than me. He's like, right, I want to get Steven Gerrard's jersey. I was like, right, I'll ask him. But he got up on the Saturday morning about 6 o'clock and I was still sleeping. He went down to the Liverpool store and got 2 Gerrard jerseys printed off. So he came back and after the game, nobody was, what do you call it, about sort of the area they're in. So I went in the change room and got Gerrard to say, my mate here, 2 jerseys. I no problem. But
Well, you went in the Liverpool dressing room after the game?
yeah, I went in after the game, aye.
Did you, you bastard?
Trick me, man.
So my mate, like, he stood for hours and got 2 Liverpool Champions League Gerrard jerseys printed up, and then he had them waiting for the Liverpool Superstore after the game. So I went and grabbed the jerseys into the change room after, and then into the wee canteen area, and there Gerrard was, got a picture and stuff, and he signed the 2 jerseys. So
Did you come on in that game?
Came on right wing back, mate.
I didn't think you came on. That
come
game.
on!
I was
shorts up there.
I was fucked with you.
So
I was blown, mate. It was a fucking standard by it. Wasn't it?
That was the game Jenner get battered with the fans, wasn't it? Remember the score?
And he done that. It was a fucking riot.
I came off and then came back on again because the boys were just coming on for 2 minutes and having to go off again because they're cream crackered.
Did we get steaming the night before? We stayed up quite late, didn't we?
You probably did,
Did you know that?
my mate was down, so I just met him and had a few drinks.
And then Robbie Keane after it, mate, hero. Remember we had a night out at the top?
Yeah, he's class.
Cisse was fucking DJing, wasn't
he was DJing.
Cisse.
There's
Robbie
some
Keane
names
was
there,
there.
Is there any way?
Paddy the Baddie, Kenny Dalglish.
Is there any way we can get the footage of you when you
There
come
should
on?
be footage.
We need to review that, mate.
I don't think I gave a ball with.
Now, look, tell the truth, is it
You
bad?
can't give the ball away if you don't have the ball. if you're talking.
So I think I done alright.
Did you?
A couple of nice wee touches.
Who was the guy, I don't know if we can say it, but who was the guy that had proper wrinkly balls in the dressing room?
Back. His balls baffled me, mate. Genuinely baffled me, mate. I don't think they're balls, mate. I think he's got some a leather cup it looked like, mate. What about pet peeves this week, lads? I've got one. Glasgow.
Oh.
I went last year and it was poor.
Basically, you're fucking Dawa torching a lava lamp, mate. Kicking about the West End.
Charging 80 quid for it.
80 quid, mate, for us floor. And my Tom Ford shoes were fucked at the end, that mucky as fuck.
What's he thinking?
That's genius.
He's brilliant, mate, isn't he?
That's box office, mate, innit, my Tom Ford.
He's defo sat on a touchline into thinking what he's going to say when he gets
Because
asked
he's
about
made an
this after the game. Aye, definitely.
And he's just chucked in the Tom
Have you
Ford.
ever done that?
Made an arse on the side. Do
you
you
ever
know
want
what
to
gave
run-
me the ick with myself? Remember, I was player manager and we were playing Boness and somebody fucked me and I was screaming. Oh, you fucker!
There's nothing wrong
Imagine the
with
players looking at their manager screaming. Think, what a fucking loser. That was a bad one. That was a bad one. You've had a manager that made an RC cell on the no, not made an RC cell, but
Well, Graham Murray did a headstand, didn't he?
oh, that was genius. Were you playing that game?
Aye.
On the pitch?
I never seen it until you seen all the clips after. I think, how the fuck's that just happened?
Did you see on the pitch? Is nobody like that? He's just doing a fucking headstand. What about when you're coming off the none of the subs go by? He's just doing a fucking headstand.
What were the boys saying about it after that, like, when you find out about it?
I can't really remember, but it was like, what the fuck, how's he just done that? It's a full headstand as well.
Do you know the best thing? If he went in and there was bits of Den's Park in his hair. See if he was like raging, screaming, he had bits of fucking Den's Park in his
Like
hair.
white chalk, right? They did.
Dundee Grimsman's like, keys that back. You ever had that manager doing anything like that on the side?
I don't think so. It's just Brendan Rodgers, the one at the weekend, stands out for me. Nah. Not that I can think of, to be honest with you.
It's the loneliest place ever when you do something like that, though, isn't it?
Mate, Paddy tells the best. I don't know if you'd played in the team. Paddy tells the best story, but I couldn't say it on here, about what a manager said to a player at half time. Do you remember the story? One of the boys comes in and goes, they're like 3 down. He goes, we can get this back second half. And he goes, if you get this back, I'll do something to myself. Naked on that. Do you remember that story?
No, go on, tell us.
No, I can't. It's a second hand story. Right, I'm going to give you fans' pet peeves. I want your opinions on them. So this is Hogs. Jamie the Highby from Wrexham. Si, pet peeve for next week. People are going treadmills to walk when you want to do some interval sprints. Walking on the treadmill, I don't mind that. I think it's...
Nah, I don't mind that.
Treadmills are used.
This is
On the
even worse.
incline.
They then cover it in sweat and don't wipe it. Who the fuck's sweating when they're walking for one?
Aye, but the people that don't wipe the treadmill bogging.
Sometimes I do forget to wipe the machines down, I'll be honest.
I'd wipe it down.
No, you need to wipe it down. It's
I think
bogging.
it's more from COVID you end up wiping it down. It's not before. I don't think people were constantly getting done, but my mate in San Francisco, James McCann, he's been always on to me about Pet Peeves, and he's a big gym goer and stuff, and he's all into that and stuff, and he just hates people going to the gym wearing tons of makeup and stuff, and they're just there to take a picture and then home again. See you later. Just to let you know.
James McCann, he watches this, doesn't he?
Watches it, listens to it every Monday. He's 8 hours behind, so he'd probably be listening.
James, what a man, mate.
You always go to San Francisco, didn't you, mate?
Every summer. I was there for 4.5 weeks in the summer. It's brilliant. Just
What a place.
What a place.
Ready? Question. Let's see who gets it.
Good.
What's the prison in San Francisco called?
Alcatraz.
I didn't even
Andy
hear you
Halliday
present. I
takes
thought you said there.
Too slow, you man. Second pet peeve. Stephen Rollo. Pet peeve. People that leave the remnants, whatever that means, of toothpaste either round the sink or around the toothpaste lids. They need a browser history check. I agree. My two boys, toothpaste
wouldn't
all
bother
over the
me at
fucking
all.
sink.
Nah.
Toothpaste, that thing you do to keep your...
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you've talked about. That's why I'm confused.
The wee equaliser last week, the wee apologiser this week. Right, you think we had a bad week last week? You got beat 6.
Whoa. They're some team though, mate, and they Falkirk flying.
We play them in a couple of weeks, mate. Any wee pointers, tips for us?
stay behind the ball and hopefully scrape a wee goal. Now, fair play to them. You can see them from the start, how good they are, just how rotations they have from sort of the fullbacks and the midfielders dropping out in the false fullback positions. But now, once they get momentum, they're hard to stop, and it's a bad day all round for us.
We played them in pre-season, they were very good.
Aye.
They're really good as well.
I find it hard. I find that Falk will find it hard to keep him.
McGinn, just maybe his age, mate, and at 62. That's what age he is.
I just think he's...
And he's doing the Penguin, mate.
That's the only thing that'll maybe get in his
Schedule
way.
is busy.
Do you know what I mean? If he's filling
What
that all
type of
the time.
job would take him to leave?
I hope he doesn't mind me saying this camera. He's like, John McGinn, the Hibs job.
But if he gets promoted, he's going to want to stay there, I'd imagine. Unless,
they're a big
obviously,
club, Falkirk, aren't they?
Hibs do come in.
There's nothing worse when pundits are desperate to get managers away for the club that are doing a good job at.
No, but I mean, like a size of club like Hibs, I know he's been at Hearts, but and I'm no listen, David Gray's still in there now, but if it came up, then he's the one that stands out for me.
So see, if you were a Hibs fan, would you not mind an ex-Hearts manager coming to your club?
It depends. If I look at the Celtic Rangers, I probably wouldn't know. So maybe no. But I just mean as an outstanding candidate, he would be the guy for the job.
So we play them in a couple of weeks.
The thing is with Falkirk, they haven't hit a tricky patch yet. If they've had a tricky patch and they go 3-4 games, well, considering how well they've done and how well they've played, but if I don't see them doing that. But if they do hit that tricky patch, then what do they then? Do they then call for a new manager or something? But which will never happen. No chance. But
They'll be fine.
they'll be fine.
Sorry, have you found Morton? Have you found it good?
Good club. Very very professional. Dougie's great. He has his moments as a manager, but thing for me, I went back home for 18 months back to Glentoran, still full time, which there's Glentoran, Linfield, Larne, Cliftonville, sort of all full-time teams, Coleraine, but I enjoyed going back home. But when the opportunity came up to come back to Scotland again, another sort of year in the championship, still full-time at 37.
You just be the only 37-year-old that's ever went on loan. Are you on loan to Morton?
I'm on loan to Morton now, so yeah, I don't know.
Why alone? Why do you just leave?
I think just because, I don't know, financially and stuff, I think it just suited Morton a lot better just to pay half of my wages, and that's how it all came about, and I thought, why not? Great chance to come back.
We need to ask him about food before we go into the football and these meal.
Pat hates his dirty cars. I hate dirty cars. You know how
what's your pet peeves, mate? Dirty cars?
There's dirty cars.
Oh, you'd hate my car.
I know every club I've been at, even remember Celtic and stuff, remember the wee car washing guy used to always come in, and I'd always make sure every car is clean. And remember wee Keatsy turned up in his wee Fiesta all souped up.
He loved his motors, James Keaton, didn't he?
You used to wash motors though, didn't you, mate? But that was your start before football, wasn't it?
Was it?
I washed cars for 2 years. A big one for me was I signed for Celtic in December, and I wasn't moving across to January. Remember when I came in January, I went back home working the car wash for 2-3 weeks, and I just signed
even after you signed for Celtic?
Even after signing for Celtic,
that was his job, aye.
Did you enjoy that?
I loved it. 2 years, because I was still at college and stuff, and then Derry City was only my first year of professional football, so because Paddy went after 6 months, and then a year later I went. So for me, obviously, I was working the cars trying to make money, and then
Paddy's motor was definitely bogging a shite, mate.
Oh, it's terrible.
Paddy had wine bottles and that in the flare of that. he's insane. Who else? Any big names that you were in? Because obviously been in big names cars at Celtic. Any big names have really terrible cars in terms of being dirty?
Warren Feeney, disgusting.
Is it?
He's like...
Said big names, but...
no, sorry. But that's only sort of true. But
No, he's a decent size, yeah.
I'm sure it's like I was always like sort of around McGeady and Brownie because I drove the Porsches and the Aston Martins and stuff, and they let me drive the cars up and down that fucking road all the time. So
What, they would just let you drive their motors?
yeah, I went out of the training ground just up and down, freaking cruising with McGeady's Aston Martin, mine the white Aston Martin he had, and then Brownie had the Porsche. I was just into my cars and loved it. But back to Warren Feeney, although he didn't say a big name, but he's dogs, cats, and
Wait, he just got dogs living in his car?
disgusting. Like it's funny because he actually, like, I'm getting in the car, nice fresh smells, clean car. He's getting in, he's loving that smell of just pure odours and
Mustiness,
shite.
man.
No,
Buzz.
So wait, would you just ask Aidan, can I drive your Aston Martin?
I just asked Aidan, can I drive it? And he was like, no problem, because I was always on it and stuff. And,
And would you like blast it?
I mean, he was.
I just
You were
floored.
like a boy racer, weren't you? That we used to smash
Just if
motors
there's anyone at Police Scotland that you hopefully you've seen this, you can maybe
cars?
Yeah, I love my cars. I've always been into my cars. I've always, like, when I'm growing up, didn't have misses or kids, so I just always rewarded myself a nice car, and obviously got a nice car now that I think is just a high performance car, so I like
What is it you've got?
an X4M competition, so it's quick.
Wow.
500.
I've never been in the motors, have you?
I love that, mate.
I've always, any club I've been at, I just get on the boys, but it actually works in the psychological thing, because they always think, fuck, I have a dirty car here, and then you always see the boys starting to wash their cars and all.
I was actually looking to get a bus pass last week. My scooter's not working, so I'm actually
I'll come and
online looking for a bus
put
pass.
tire slick on the bus for you, no problem.
Right, come on, food before we go on your last ever.
I start the main dessert.
Who's rolling in the electric chair? Who can we get to roll it? Who's rolling it in for him?
Warren Feeney.
And his motor. He's towing it in with his motor.
Put him down.
Right, so you get pick your last ever starter, main course, desserts.
Starter probably buffalo wings.
That's a bit of you, that.
I like that. Do you like a wee cheese dip with that blue cheese dip?
No,
I've never
haven't
let
tried
a
it,
wing
but
again since that Bucks Bar chance.
That was a
Touched
bad
one
job.
That
wing.
was so used to.
You were angry at it there.
I feel.
sweat everywhere. Main probably a good Sunday roast.
Oh, didn't I get that?
I think we've had that.
What sort of meat? Are you going ham, beef or turkey?
No, I'm going gammon, beef, and probably chicken together.
Free?
Because I usually have that for Christmas. So
Turkey could be a pet peeve of mine. I think it's
Turkey's-
the worst
I
ever,
like
mate.
turkey, man.
So dry and shite.
a turkey mayonnaise sandwich after a Christmas dinner at night time, a cup of tea is
That's
okay.
amazing.
But like,
A cup of tea?
He loves a cup of tea, mate.
loves a cup of tea.
Fucking loves cups of tea.
I don't drink. I don't like coffee. So
Many teas do you drink? That's what I remember about you. Always drinking fucking tea. How many teas a day?
just 3. That's not bad, is
We're
it?
turkey, mate. You watch it now.
I just pour a cup of tea.
Us Irish were built different, so it's fine.
And what are you having with your the potatoes? What veg?
Just
broccoli, like Tenders.
I'm just mashed potatoes, gravy, probably broccoli, and that's it. Pigs and blankets.
Oh, pigs and blankets, unreal, man. Honestly.
And then desserts. I'm a bit controversial, but I love chocolate brownie, warm custard, and vanilla ice cream.
Oh, it does sound nice.
So that's me.
Happy with that.
And a drink of your choice, mate.
Tea.
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 Tea, but
Last-
if I'm drinking, it's just a fizzy drink. It's
Alcoholic? No, you'd ever have a wee alcohol, a wee beer or that?
I like
I don't like beer. I don't like wine.
What do you drink?
Just
Vodka. You used to like Blue Wicked or something, is it not?
Nah, fucking Sprite.
Vodka tea.
And you could sit in any motor to eat it. What would it be? Any car in the world.
Don't know. Nice Ferrari or Aston Martin or something.
Wouldn't there be a lot of room in the Ferrari, mate? You get it
Or
all yourself.
Lamborghini.
Like a Lambo, huh? By the way, talking of food, I'm obsessed with this almond croissant. Do you eat almond croissants?
I used to like them, no, no.
It has to
Mate,
be.
it's
Do you heat
fucking
it
beautiful.
up?
A pastry shop in Haghill, it's called A Pastry Shop. Only opens Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mate. I can't wait for Friday to get it again. It is fucking
Mate,
beautiful, man.
I was baffled with your one the other day, vodka pasta.
Oh, mate.
So what is it?
So it's just a wee dash of vodka. Like, see how I put white wine in a lot of
Right,
my
right. Okay. So you can't
pastas?
really taste the vodka then.
No,
That's
so
just
you
nice.
I thought it was red wine you put in pasta, no?
so if it was like a beef ragu, you would put a bit of red wine. But if I was saying like I'm having a mushroom pasta tonight, I'm going to drop a wee bit of white wine into that.
You're proper bougie, ain't you?
Try to be it.
I got a pizza crunch on Saturday night. He sent me
So good,
Claty.
mate.
It's amazing.
Claty.
That.
mate.
Brilliant.
Pizza crunch with tomato sauce on it. A pizza is tomato sauce.
No, but it's no like.
I've dipped pizza in
And ketchup?
Aye.
That's fucking
I would have
strange
brown sauce.
behaviour.
Brown sauce.
But pizza?
A pizza crunch, aye.
Jeez.
Yous are fucking wild, man.
HP?
You would never hit...
Aye.
Do you know what HP stands for?
No.
Do you not? No, not many people know this.
What is it?
House of Parliament.
Is it?
Not many people. You see the HP and then you see the
Oh,
building.
fuck, aye. Is the Parliament no on the boat as well,
building's on the
aye?
Wow, Niall McGinn's on fire so far, isn't he? Fucking hell,
I
man.
thought that was quite common because you always ask a lot of people and they're like, HP, fucking God knows.
What a start you've had to the podcast, mate. I thought you were going to be a bit quiet, but you're fucking on it.
Do you know what pizza crunch now?
I feel confident because
I'd rather hit a pizza, mate, like a proper pizza now.
I'm sitting beside my passenger seat driver. I used to pick him up
We used
every
to pick him
morning.
up all the time.
Oh, mate, what was that like picking him up? I bet he used to bite his nails in your car.
tell you, man,
He's one of them, mate, bites his nails in your motor and spits it on the floor.
I left you off at the wee apartment all the time, didn't I?
That would be brilliant, mate. Every time, I don't know if I can say this, mate. Every morning I get up, there's a different bird coming out his house.
That's impossible because he's picking you up at your house. I was picking him up at his house.
What was he like as a passenger? Was he always late?
Was that a different bird coming out of his house?
Mate, guaranteed he was late. You're always waiting for him.
A good thing, I think, because he was always nervous and stuff. He was definitely on time.
Didn't need that.
And would he be nervous about training, driving up?
Everything.
No, but I remember I done my cruise ship.
Yeah.
I was going near the motorway, mate, with crutches and my knee and bits. You remember because you were there at the Clyde, wasn't it? Your
Yeah.
What, he made you walk somewhere with crutches?
No,
Even the-
I was in Finiston Street, so I was only around the corner from him, so I
Aye.
just picked him up on the way past.
Why are you walking then if he's just picking you up your house?
No, but
No, I
sometimes
had to go to
like
Lennox
where,
then.
aye.
Oh, right, just quickly, you're not sleeping? Worried about you?
No, I never really sleep. We talk about this all the time, don't we?
I don't sleep.
I'm not a great sleeper. Never have been.
What, you just sit and stare at the walls all night?
No, it's not so much that I can get to sleep, but I wake up during the night all the time, whether it's needing a piss or needing a drink. Two of them all the
That's
time.
mad you say that, mate, because see Saturday I've never been so tired in my life, right? I fell asleep at 11 o'clock, so obviously my body was like shut down, fucked. Then I woke up at 1:30, mate, and I couldn't get back to sleep.
Aye.
How does that happen?
I wake up all the time.
My mates are always on to me. They don't know how I sleep so much. Like I'm 8, 9, 10 hours most nights.
Oh, I love
What about after a game, mate? Would you sleep after a game?
I'm straight away. I'm sleeping because I don't know what it is. I just head over and just go to sleep. I can sleep anywhere. So I think it's
Go and
clear.
go to sleep now. Brilliant, right, make sure you watch Kieran Dyer again.
Brilliant, mate.
Is it, big shout, right? Probably one of my top 3 favourite interviews
Ever?
ever.
Mate, the work you've been doing recently has been magic.
Average, mate.
No, it's not. It's been
You're always
brilliant,
good at your
mate.
get how the guests have been brilliant. But
You're
see Kieran
everywhere.
Dyer's story, mate, like I just like mum and dad, where he came from, obviously got in youth teams early, stuff that had happened to him in his life, fucking incredible. The names that he'd played for. What a guy
Mate,
as well,
what
mate.
a
He
player.
loved you, mate.
I got on with Mel, aye.
He
Did
said
he
he,
love
he said he couldn't believe how like confident Andy was as a young boy. He was like one of the main guys in the dressing room.
No
I
way. Oh yeah.
I got
I
along
hope
with
it's a
Mel,
football.
aye.
He's a bit amazing in the dressing room.
Great guy.
He did really like you.
Kieran Dyer was proper
Did you ask me
player,
about
wasn't he?
table tennis?
Confirmed the
Did you
story,
ask
mate. Confirmed the story.
Was
mate.
that a grand?
Don't tell lies all the time. A grand cash, mate.
What was that for?
Kieran Dyer just signed for Middlesbrough and he was like massive time, mate. Honestly, for the day he walked in the dressing room, he used to say to me all the time that I pay him more national insurance than you get a month. That's what he used to say to me all the time. And we used to batter the table tennis. And one day, he's like, his first couple of days or something, he's like, I'll pay you table tennis now. If you win, I'll give you a grand cash. If I win, you give me £100. So I was like, fucking sound.
No brainer.
Mate, beat him 21-19. I was bouncing about the dressing room. He wasn't even bored as well, just hand over a grand cash straight away.
What
I
a
was
feeling
fucking-
that is, mate.
Couldn't believe it, man.
Brilliant, what a guy. He's been messaging since. It's going to help us get more guests on as well. Proper
Brilliant,
good guy,
man.
mate.
He is a great guy.
Hero, mate. Absolute hero.
I'm saying he's big time, but that pure funny way, do you
big
know what I mean?
time.
Not like pure serious,
Aye.
like brilliant.
Was
Who was
anybody?
it? Sorry, mate.
Aye, was there
You're gonna
anybody
have
like
to
at
say-
Celtic?
Big time, but funny.
But
mate.
funny.
Not a
When
Celtic,
we were
but
there.
James Madison's a big one for me at Aberdeen. Just his demeanour and how he was. He was funny, but
Proper confident.
so confident.
What sort of stuff would he say?
Just having himself. But the big one, I remember we were out in Aberdeen one night and went to go into Knox nightclub and wouldn't let us in. Too drunk. Madison says, I'll buy this place and sack all you. I'll buy this place and sack all you in the morning. He must have been only, what, 20?
How good was he at Aberdeen?
So when did Archie Knox open the nightclub in Aberdeen?
After Craig took it over. Jeez.
Archie Knox, he's some shit.
Archie Knox, remember my first away pre-season, Archie Knox, we went into, I think we were playing our Arbroath away, and I sit beside wee Kelmy Smith, and Archie Knox was just ahead of me, and after the match we're fine, and I just seen Archie Knox just putting on his socks, and then he put on his shoes, and I was like, what's he doing? He's sitting here in his wee briefs. So Archie Knox always put his socks and shoes on before he puts his trousers on. I don't know why.
He's wearing skinny jeans to his nightclub.
No,
How's he getting them?
always big flares. So straight over, like shoes straight in. I don't know why he done it.
Slipped on neighbour.
He was always just sitting there with his
With the
balls.
Rangers socks.
Bullshit.
Oh, it was amazing. Just always done it like it, and then you just became used to it as if it was a normal thing. But
See, when you were at Celtic, it was something in that. Were they away by that time?
nah, they're away, long
right,
gone.
see,
But not remember listening to all your stories and all. But you work in Sainsbury's and all, maybe.
That's it. But it was Tommy Graveston was there, wasn't he?
Nah, he wasn't.
away as well?
Nah, he was away. All the big ones were away when I
Tom was quite
went.
hard luck, wasn't he?
But I wouldn't change it. I had Paul Slane, so I'm delighted.
Big mate. Tomo could be big time, couldn't he? But in a funny
Tom,
way.
is it because he was a coaching, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Tom, but he was quite big time shouts and that.
Right, we're going to come to Celtic, but first things first, eventful afternoon at Hampden. Thought Motherwell were going to do it at half
So did I.
time. Talk us who you go first. So what happens? You see the play breaking down the left hand side?
I was saying to him in the car, like, they'd been speaking about it all week, and when Sedge was playing, one thing I'll say about Sedge is an unbelievable
Who's
cross
Sedge,
to the
sorry,
ball.
mate?
Stephen Seddon, left wing back.
Right, okay.
It's an unbelievable cross to the ball. And I said to him, any opportunity you get, because I knew I was playing right of the three, I was like, put the ball in the box, because felt as if, like, Jeffy defend the back post as a kind of a weak area. I think Jeffy's done really well for Rangers, but defensively he's got a bit to go. So I just gambled, and it actually was one of them where it was in the air. I didn't think I would get there, so I've just kind of just
Lunged.
taken for it and just try and get any type of contact.
What do you
on
think
it.
Hefty's actually fought there? Do you think you're missing it?
His ovens on. They got it on. It was mad. It's mad when you watch it back. What
he's
the
off,
fuck?
mate.
Where was he gone?
I don't know if he thought Butland was going to... Could Butland come out and get the giant?
I don't think
I just think he doesn't
Does
think
really
you're
well.
getting it. I think he just let's see this
But
out.
even if you think you wouldn't just fucking
Nah,
run
no.
away, would you?
No.
Yes, it's sub delivery though, mate, innit?
Great
A lot
delivery,
of
aye.
what it is. And
Because I think if there's any more pace on that, you've no chance of getting
No.
it. He kind of just feeds it into the area, doesn't he?
Is that the first time he scored against Rangers?
Aye.
Was that a weird feeling,
No, I mean after the game, you'd probably say so because you like your dad's texting your brother, your mum, you fucking all that. But at the time, no.
What'd your dad text you? Because obviously you've said this before, your dad's like, he sits in the Rangers end, didn't he? And he's like,
No, it was the first person to text me, Derek Ferguson.
yeah, bastard.
Fucking half free. So obviously, it must have been as soon as it hit the back of the net. So wait,
Yeah, bastard, that's it.
yeah, I'll get it for you.
it's gonna be brilliant.
Honest to fuck, I could strangle you. That's what he said. And then he said at 17:03, so he's obviously calmed down. He went, fair play, great desire to get on the end of that. I thought you played really well. And then he says,
Was he expecting a text
he says,
back
I bet
before
I'll
that?
leave private.
What'd you say?
Was he expecting the text back before that?
I know, fucking half three. 3 minutes past 3, man.
Mate, did you ever
you
score
remember-
against your old club?
What'd you say?
I was going to say about like Paddy McCourt was never in the social media and stuff, and I think Paddy was playing a game, and then there was like a burner account of McCourt during the time at
That's
Celtic.
right. I know the guy used to message me for...
Everybody said, you tweeting from the bench, Paddy? Paddy's like, I literally have Twitter. What the fuck?
That's
the hell are you on about?
What did your dad write to you? Just got to...
He messaged me after the game and he just says like, thought you played really well, fucking, then went on to kind of Rangers stuff, kind of just bypassed it straight away.
You ever scored against your old club? He only scored one goal in his career, mate.
That's bad.
We found this out at breakfast today.
Terrible.
I know, but I wonder what, I can't remember.
You were
what
a
it
winger?
is. But I think I only played like, mate, 15 games or something. So it's not a bad ratio.
1 in 15. You
Aye,
never
that's it.
scored for Clyde, are you?
I think so. That's bad,
bloody
isn't it?
hell,
This could be
man.
my last show of the day after that's come out.
No chance.
Mate, you on that? I didn't even count you as a football player.
I don't know if you can now.
Did you score?
Aye,
Ever scored against the Euro Club? Must have.
I scored against Celtic 3 times.
you
or something
celebrate?
at Celtic Park,
Who was that for? Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, I scored 3 different times at Celtic Park I scored. And that was it, really.
And did you celebrate it,
No.
Oh,
I think-
fuck me.
I didn't
That's
celebrate.
terrible.
I didn't celebrate because I think every time we were losing, so it was just get the ball back and try and get centre again.
Would you have, but if you scored a winner? Or you scored to go up?
I do think, like, as much as you probably wouldn't want it as a sign of respect, I think if you score in the last minute and it wins a game,
Just natural.
That's different,
You're
aye,
celebrating,
you're
ain't you? It's
celebrating.
fucking different kettle of fish. But
And did you get the same kind of, not abuse, but the same sort of people saying things that Andy's been getting?
You do, aye, but it's football. When you're in that environment, it's just completely different. Like, just when you score. You're there to do a job for your team, score, and then try and win the game. But as I said, we were behind in the games, and thankfully, unthankfully, sort of at the time, we didn't end up winning the game. So
Would you have celebrated them scoring against
Celtic?
Celtic?
100%.
Would you, mate?
Would have went mental. Would you?
I'd have celebrated,
Aye.
Did you score against your former teams? No.
No, I only scored 11 goals, mate. But some belters though.
Would you have celebrated?
Definitely. Best feel in the world, and that's scoring a goal.
Not after 25 minutes.
I think I'd celebrate.
Aye. See,
But I said that to you, right? I don't think you would know what you did until it actually happened. The people going like that,
No, aye,
I had to
100%.
fucking celebrate, but you don't
But
know
mate,
until
do
it
you know-
happens what you do.
see the majority of players, they score against the club, they don't celebrate.
Nah.
Majority, they just put their head down and walk away, didn't they?
Yeah.
Majority of players, I would say. See, at half time though, I generally did think, I was thinking, Rangers only going to get back into this game. I just couldn't see it. And then
Did you think Motherwell with a better team first half?
Aye, but
In terms of what?
team thought they were playing through the floods.
You honestly actually said that at
Same
breakfast.
time in breakfast today.
I thought we were really comfortable first half though.
I
really
thought, mate,
comfortable.
100%.
But
Was your
again,
goalie had a big save in the first half?
no, in the first half.
Yeah.
Rangers, obviously, the big chance.
Just the first
in
one, he
first half is-
palmed out the Dessers
Aye,
when
it was
he-
the Dessers
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
He's
He's
got
got
to score.
to score,
He's got to score. But other than that, I thought we contained them really well.
What changed second half then?
Again, that is the big thing that I think we spoke about, where it's like, although you're going to need to suffer at times, you're going to need to be deep. When we win the ball back, you need to play the first 2-3 passes, because if you keep getting them back, it's going to be a hard ask for 90 minutes. I thought we'd done that very well. You watch it back, the amount of times we actually played through and Rangers like dragged us down or fouled us on the counter-attack. But again, second half, I did just feel as if we kind of got away for that. I thought we went a wee bit.
You get annoyed one time in the first half where I think one of your players, he just had the ball and he just could have give you a simple pass inside just to keep it for an extra pass or two, and then I think that's the difference, is players realising on the pitch where you can take an extra pass or two, and then that's when you can cut Rangers open at times.
Definitely. I actually think as well, like, I think Rangers are the type of team where you can actually get a lot of touches of the ball as a midfielder. I do feel that way.
They're not a great pressing team at all, mate, Rangers. They
No,
didn't press
I think
well.
certain players are, but again, it's kind of like it's that
Individually.
domino effect, innit?
Nah.
It's like individually, I don't really think they don't like proper contain you in a certain area of the pitch. But in all fairness, I think the only thing I would say the news, I just feel a wee bit gutted about the way we did play in the second half, because I think we could have showed a lot more than we actually did, especially on the ball. But I think we gave everything and made it obviously a competitive game. But you've got to say in the end, I think Rangers deserved it. So I thought second half they were decent.
Does Clement deserve a wee bit of credit as well for his subs? I thought his subs worked quite well now.
No, definitely. Actually, but I thought I really liked the two. I mean, Rangers have had a lot of criticism, and rightly so, but I like their two wingers.
Nah, so do I.
Tierney,
I think Tierney's a good
Bajrami,
player, mate.
Tierney's good. He just gets him up the pitch, doesn't he? Straight away.
Very direct. I even like Bajrami as well.
And he's starting to get more consistent too, and that's what you need to be doing at Rangers. But I think with Rangers in general, they're full of good players, but it's just
Yeah, I agree.
it's just
I think they've got decent
Oh,
players.
Diamande as
I
well.
agree as well.
I was
They've got
about to
good
say,
players. It's just playing as a team.
See, being in midfield as well, I didn't really think anybody in midfield caused you a problem till Diamande came on.
was
I thought
good.
Diamande, like,
I said Thursday, I
he
play
takes up
Diamande every week.
I think he makes these sacrificial runs that we
Yeah.
talk about. He'll run, he takes, well, he was kind of playing my side, he takes you into areas where you're like, fucking hell, like, running between centre halves and then try to pull out wide. Like, and again, I think he's kind of, you're looking at a price tag saying 4 million, he should be doing more for 4 million, which is probably fair, but
when you're
is he
playing in a team with
style
not
and a
exactly,
system that's
mate.
kind of suiting him,
No.
I'm not too sure. But for me, I think he's got to play. I think
He's got great legs, mate,
he
innit?
has, aye. He has.
I know we've had a couple of arguments on this. I'm sorry, mate, Dessers. Like,
hopeless.
that's, you can't say he's
No,
up
hopeless.
to the standard of Rangers.
They need what Rangers need to do in January is bring a number 9 in. That should be the first thing they do. He's no good enough.
He can't move.
I just even his body lines a few weeks ago as well, where he's gave the ball away and he's moaning because the fans go on him and he's arguing back and all that. I just can't. When I watch him, he frustrates the life at me.
Danilo makes a great run for the goal, doesn't he?
Is that the one Tierney plays across?
Plays across, Danilo takes 2 away with him, doesn't he? And he plays him into the space. Great way to pass as well. But again,
Tierney and Bajrami were
Good.
both really good in the second half. I thought they were really good. I don't know if that was an actual instruction for Clement, but I thought they both played so narrow in the first half, and I kind of because we were like we were really well organised and quite compact, that they never really affected the game at all. But it seems as if they both played a lot wider in the second half. And then again, what's the first goal come for? Barron making a running behind.
Behind, aye.
Again, I
Why
don't
did
really think that happened at all in the first half.
No.
It shot anyone.
Why did Tierney not play against Aberdeen?
I think he was
Injured.
well or injured.
was
Or
injured,
no
but-
well or something. aye.
But he's fucking fine yesterday.
What about this? Will we see Sterling start at right back
Yeah,
next game?
I would.
Are you surprised to see Tav getting taken off?
No. I think he's been so far off it this season, Tavernier. He's been obviously a brilliant Celtic Rangers, but it just doesn't seem if he's happy there at all. And his performances, I think, have showed that. Even against Aberdeen, I thought he was poor. And I think it's time that he does come out and Sterling comes in at right back.
You agree with that, Niall?
I think it's a funny one, but it's just football is mad. It's all about opinions and this and that. But Tavernier's been unbelievable. I think it's just this consistency he showed. He's at a stage now where I think he's at the same stage as a manager. It's like his next bad performance is going to be publicised. I think the manager, if he goes and wins 4 or 5 games, but say if he goes and loses the 6th, 7th game, then the crowd's on him again. But I was still playing, but
how was he to play against when you obviously played quite wide left quite a lot? How was to have to play against?
I always thought you could get at him as a wide player, and more often than not, they always dragged you back. Obviously, you're only 18, so you'd 80 yards to get towards your goal, but going forward, he was unbelievable. You just had to try and get out them and try and block crosses. But as a wide player, like playing against him, like you could get at him. I remember one of my only goal ever scored against Rangers. I sort of lost possession, and I knew sort of Tavernier was tucked in, and I took a nice first touch and passed him and passed in the bottom corner. So I always felt you could always get chances, and we always knew that as an Aberdeen player playing against Rangers at the time, and we sort of won a few games against them, and you sort of get at them in the full-back areas, and that proved to be the case. But
you fucking celebrated that goal, didn't you?
Nah, 100%.
Do you think that's so with that, a lot of that so because there was so much emphasis on Tavernier always attack because there was no right winger?
But see, even now, Slaney, even now, like Hefty gets in more attacking areas than Tav Firmino.
Aye.
Like he's not even getting into the areas of the pitch where he's effective.
He's not been the same player at all this season.
Again, I don't know if that's an instruction for the manager or because he's worried about getting caught on the counter. He just doesn't ever seem to be as high on the pitch as he was before.
I think it was against Kilmarnock a couple of weeks ago. I seen him and Bourne having a wee bit of a tiffle. There's one time where Tavernier went to come in the midfield where Bourne was playing, and then Bourne went out into the false fullback position, and he was thinking, are they playing off the same hymn sheet, or was the manager telling them to do this? Whereas it used to be just Tavernier, high right, get ball wide and cross in the box.
That's where he's best. That's where he's best.
He's coming into sort of like a false 6 position at times. You're thinking, is this instructed by the manager? But I don't know.
How was the dressing room after it, mate?
Gutted, aye. But again, it's like, I know you don't really feel that way straight after the game, but I think you've, on reflection, we've started the season well. Again, I've said that I still think we can get better. I really do. I think we've got a squad when everyone's fit. I think we'll be really competitive. But I've said that a couple of times. Like the dressing room we've got is one of the best I've played with in my career. 100%. We've got a brilliant dressing room. Really good group of boys. So again, gutted. I think it was the first time the club's been at a semi-final for something like 6 or 7 years or something like that. Good to obviously see. I think it was something like 3 academy players in the starting line-up. Lennon being captain at 18.
That's incredible.
So we're gutted obviously with the result in that, but again, we've started the season well. So
and missing big players as well. McGinn, massive. O'Donnell missing obviously.
Aye, McGinn, Sods.
Good bit of experience.
People obviously forget about it because they've not been fit all season, but Sam Nicholson and Callum Slattery for me are 2 massive players for us when they're fit.
So there's 4 of your best players, isn't it, really?
Again, when they're fit, I think they'll be huge to us. So you don't want to say that you might fall down a couple of positions, you might go up a couple of positions, but if we can kind of stay where we are and continue what we're doing while they get back, we'll have a chance of doing something really well this year.
Go on the well.
Aye, no, brilliant to see them, especially young Lennon Miller captain. Brilliant to see.
So you'd be more supportive of your ex-team.
No,
even in the group and that, you weren't really.
No, I was buzzing. I mean, when Andy scored, wasn't I?
You put Yas.
What?
You put Yas. We Rangers fan, look. No. So when you scored, you put Yas in the group.
When you scored, that's right. But I was going to ask you, do you think if, and I know it doesn't seem if there's anybody in place, but do you think if Rangers had lost yesterday, would have been a job, Clement?
I don't know if they can though, can they?
I don't think it would be.
Said it on the Coop channel. Who's going to
So who's the guy there now?
John Gilligan.
Can he make that decision?
I don't think if you're an interim chairman, I don't think it's fair if it was his decision.
Mm-hmm.
You're an interim chairman, your job's to be in and steady the ship and try and help them find the next guy, whether it's the next chairman or the next CEO. So I don't think it would be fair to ask him to do it.
I think it's Haley that's decided it.
And last chapter, you'll find it.
Last chapter. Olympiacos away for Rangers on Thursday. Tough one.
Oh, that could be a long
That'll
night.
be a hard game, aye.
Could be a long night.
Well, he'll go in and sit in, won't he? Although at times away from home, he has went after teams, isn't he?
I looked into the counter a day.
I also do think at times that has actually suited Rangers anyway, so I don't think that would be a bad thing if that's what they do. I think the Malmo game, they were almost quite similar. I thought they were very, very good against Malmo, but I say this all the time, see when you actually play, if you're a Motherwell or an Aberdeen or whoever it may be, when you play Rangers and Celtic, sometimes you're at your most vulnerable when you're attacking. You've seen that with our second goal, you've seen that with about 4 Aberdeen's goals. Like Celtic and Rangers, if you can give them sort of space to exploit the counter-attack, they can be dangerous. So I think that is what's kind of suited Rangers in the past.
You obviously scored away from home in Europe. Have you got any advice for your team, Rangers?
Go for it. all out, guns blazing. That's what we done. It's where to go and expose yourself.
Go and expose yourself. Get to jail. Now, any favourite European nights in your career?
Did you play in Vienna away? No.
No, did I fuck? I never played. You never get fucking sat and watched every
Never
game.
asked him to
Nah,
go.
at Aberdeen, it was probably us beating Rijeka, beating Groningen. I think Rijeka was a big one because I think they were unbeaten in so many years in Europe. But for us to go to Rijeka in Croatia and beat them 3-0 away from home, a squeaky bum time at home because they came to our place, went 2-0 up.
Did they? When you were 3 up in the first?
We were 3-0 up in the first league, 2-0 up, and then I scored straight from kick-off, which meant 2-1, and then we're safe. So now we played Real Sociedad, were good nights.
You played Sociedad?
Real Sociedad.
Who was for Aberdeen?
That's the thing with us at that time, with how hard it was to qualify for Europe. We had to get through 4 ties. We played Burnley first round of the.
Is that the Lewis Ferguson?
Lewis Ferguson, aye. So with Real Sociedad, you're Groningen, you're against teams that are playing in the European stage now. Do you know what I mean? It was crazy.
Who's playing for Sociedad? Any big names?
No, none at the time. Who?
Mogsy played in Sociedad.
Was Moisey the manager then? No.
No, he wasn't the manager then.
No. Did you ever have any big European nights at Celtic? Are you ever involved bench or coming on?
No, well, I played in Europa League for like where Hamburg we played and Vienna and
Gowser played that night as well?
Geyser played, aye,
That's
because
right,
we were 3-0 down, weren't we? We came back to 3 each. Fortuny scored.
How come all you jobbies got taken to that game?
Don't know. I think you were in doing the kit, really.
No, do you know what? I was playing the reserves in Ireland. I remember sitting fucking watching. I think, they fuckers in them though. Fucking miles better than they two, man.
I know.
That's right, you were free, didn't you?
I was 3-0 down, man. I got in the draw. Big Fortuny, I think, scored.
Was it Mowbray, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on a Mowbray, yeah.
Wasn't it? Did you get a few quid for that?
It was snowing. Can't remember.
Oh, I'd have been blown his seed after
I think I got
God.
a couple of car washes out of it anyway, so happy days.
Right, on to Celtic v Aberdeen, but an exclusive.
Mate, incredible.
He met Jimmy Teelan the morning of the final.
Oh, did you?
I've showed you the picture, haven't I?
Aye.
And do you know, and back, I'm just putting two together
doing a
here.
blocker?
You know how there was a leak?
Morning of what?
Coincidence that he meets
The
Teelan
semi-final day.
and
Oh,
Teelan knows the team.
No, listen.
The wee Mo, what?
I'm
The wee
on
Mo,
it.
what? Tell
I'm
him
on
Rangers
the
how to
dirty-
play in
No,
Europe.
I'm on
Leaking
it.
the Celtic team.
No, I'm not the dirtiest man in the game. I will find out things and just sort of feed them out there. But no, I know where that. I want to
You
know who
told
that.
him he was wearing, you told Teelan that Rodgers was wearing Tom Ford as well, didn't you?
But mate, it was totally baffling.
So talk us through it, you're just walking through.
I've done my coaching, put a masterclass and I put on some performances for
fair,
you.
mate.
Aye. What has the
Fair.
feedback been like when I've came to yours?
They've not had any coaches like it until
No.
you turned up.
I've been honestly, mate, right.
What have you been doing with them?
The one I showed you with the 3 there, almost on the counter attack breaking and
Is that how you want kids to play in Scotland on the counter attack?
He's not.
You don't want kids to dominate the game now.
No, he had
Scottish coaches
I tell you,
coaching the counter attack.
he had 9-year-olds as target men. They're pinning, they're back to goal. No, he worked a hard shoulder.
Right, put it up, Dan.
Shoulder.
Kick it on there, and we'll see what he just headed it.
he died past that and fucking
Oh, I didn't.
So anyway,
So you're coaching counter attacks.
do you know what? See when I put that
exactly what we need in Scotland. We have counter attacking
See when you
teams.
say that, mate, it's funny though, because see when I put that drill on, I didn't even realise it was a counter attack. Just until I explained it there. But anyway, I put on a masterclass on, and I was a wee bit blown away by myself when I was walking away for the session. Do you know what I mean? You just go, what was brilliant today? And at the chemist in Anderson, where a lot of people hang about, the local.
What was he getting at the chemist?
I don't know, Jimmy Teelan just walking by and walks into the chemist. Couldn't have been a nicer guy, mate.
So what did you say to him? Talk us through the full, can you run us through the full convo? Do his voice in a Swedish
I'm not doing it.
No, just so we get a gist of what you were
I
saying.
can't, mate, he's one of the sexiest guys up close.
Do you think?
Oh, he was gorgeous, mate, I'm telling
He's
you.
got lovely
now.
eyes.
He's like, do you know who
Why
he
was he
reminds me?
wearing, why was he wearing swimming shorts?
Can I get a picture of
I heard there's a guy in this one. Aye, so I met him, he couldn't have been nicer. I said to him, I said, would you ever go, asked him would you ever come on the show?
What did he say?
He said, like, no, he didn't, I don't think he was away.
He's just one manager of the month.
Hopefully get a wee day in the
So he
life.
might
Oh,
get
that would be
a chance.
amazing, mate, wouldn't it?
So was he
Fresh
actually...
off of meeting him as well.
Was he actually in the pharmacy?
Aye, don't know what he was going to
Cream
get.
was getting on it.
Bio cream. He's been sitting in Neil Warnock's place at Aberdeen. Fast. Since I've been sitting at Neil Warnock's chair, man, got piles on my ass.
So I'm going to
Wait,
compete.
what's the chances of that? Warnock was a manager before him, wasn't he? Sitting on his chair, he's got piles.
Hey, look,
Show the camera, mate.
can I come up closer?
Come up closer. What did it smell? What did it smell?
No much.
Doug's.
no
You said he smelled like one Finney's car. Mate, one Finney's
Joe,
car.
that was me. We had a great chat. We were speaking about football and
What was he? Did he give you any insight into how he was going to approach the game? Did you ask any sort of questions?
no.
That's great. That's
I
really
know,
good.
I wasn't, but I said, he was just, but mate, you couldn't meet a nice, honestly mate, just such a down-to-earth guy. Brilliant to see.
Did you mention that you're Nicky Devlin's pal?
Aye.
And did he care?
No, it didn't bother one bit. Actually, kind of the conversation kind of soured after that, to
Did
be
you
honest.
tell him that you'd play McCown?
Look, McKinnon will be starting. That was the team. No, but as I said, I couldn't. I hope you did get a day in the life with him, mate.
Was he surprised when you told him the team, when you leaked it?
Oh, sorry, I don't rank team if I was going to do it. I was at the game. Celtic were unbelievable.
What were the unbelievable at, Paul?
Pressing. Their pressing is incredible, especially what Rogers uses and Big Charlie loves it. The counter pressing, they're so good at that, mate, aren't they?
So just for people at home that don't know what a counter press, just explain it, what you mean.
On you go.
Oh, but I'm being serious.
Oh, the counter press obviously is when that team have the ball in it.
Well, you have it, then they win it
have
back
it
and you
win
won't get
back,
it again.
aye, and then they're out of place. But they were, I just dies and made him, mate.
Oh my God.
That is, he's unstoppable, mate.
See the thing is, right?
He's
Do you think
unstoppable.
Aberdeen were that bad? Because
Nah.
I don't.
No,
Nah,
I
they
I don't
weren't.
think they were that bad.
But the first 30
Celtic
there
were
wasn't a
clinical,
lot in
weren't
it.
Charlie got caned for saying it, didn't he? But I no get what he was saying. Charlie said that Celtic weren't even actually that good in the first half. It was more their press. It was really good.
The first 30, mate, there wasn't a lot in it. It was a wee bit nervy, but Rogers it's probably the most animated I've seen him at the side. He was just constantly screaming at his players.
Just kept shouting Tom Ford, didn't he?
Tom Ford, he was going mental at the side, mate. I've never really seen him like that.
Was he, mate? I never seen that.
I constantly about they had to move it quicker. He said they were taking far too many touches on the ball, but you could see it. Even when they were up 3-4, he was still going. I don't know if he's been so angry at that game at Parkhead where they were up 2-0 and let it slip.
But I mean, the second goal, mate, how Maida gets after that ball, that
Unbelievable,
actually
mate.
gives me goosebumps watching that, mate.
Unbelievable.
See, trying to get forward players to press like that, mate, it's so tough, innit?
I know.
You know yourselves like midfielders, defenders, but he just loves pressing.
But he's got that in his locker to just be unplayable, isn't he? And he was unplayable. Out of possession, in possession. Because even when Celtic have got the ball, like, see for the 2 goals, see the pace that he runs in behind. See Kuhn's pass for his goal. See when you watch that back, see as soon as he releases that, I think he's got no right to go on the end of it. Honestly, I'm thinking there's no way he's
You think
going
Aberdeen defenders ahead of him, mate?
And by the way, Mitov, the yards between Mitov and Aberdeen's back four must be about 10 yards.
Yeah.
So it's like that to actually get there at that speed is honestly, it's again we've said it so many times. If he was technically that wee bit better, where would he be?
And
Genuinely,
it's the
He could
second,
play
in the second half, Celtic, some of the goals he scored
the
were
6 goals,
world
incredible,
class.
aye.
Honestly, the football was unbelievable.
Were you surprised how comfortable it was for Celtic?
Very surprised. But I like about Celtic is when see Johnson makes sort of false 8 runs and stuff just straight down the middle. He done against obviously Rangers at Celtic Park. But what I like about Celtic is as at your Motherwell game, see when the centre halves have the ball, how they see their first pass sometimes bypasses your home midfield and you're straight on to the back 5. That's what I like in a sense, and obviously the counter pressing as well. But very surprised at the result first and foremost. But Celtic were just clinical, and what Andy said about me getting in behind, if that was any other player, like no other players getting in behind just to finish it, and it actually looked like he was getting in behind comfortably
Easy,
to finish easy, and there you go, it's great
Good
finish.
finisher, mate, didn't he?
Well, he's a good finisher.
Good finisher, mate.
He's been a striker for most of his career, isn't he?
Because you remember the start of the cup run when they beat Hibs at home, he actually went up front that day and scored 2.
Yeah.
Really good.
Were you surprised when the team came in? Because the clowns on the Coopen show predicted that Celtic team was pretty much picked itself. It was Scales and Carter Vickers and it was Taylor at left back. So you surprised when you seen it was Trusty and was it Vi?
I wasn't surprised because, the only reason I wasn't surprised is because I did say if Celtic are spending £5 million on a centre half, they're signing him to play.
Yeah.
They're signing him to play every week. But what I will say is it is harsh on Liam Scales, definitely. Because for me, I think he's been so underappreciated, isn't he, over the last sort of year or so. And I actually think he started this season really well as well. And some of the big games that he's played in, I thought he's been excellent. And a lot of people were kind of unsure of Trusty, weren't they, after the first couple of games?
His first game, innit?
Falkirk was obviously the first game. I can't remember the first league game, but a wee bit unsure of him.
He's quick
in all
on skills,
fairness,
though, isn't he?
I think that's what it is it the pace thing? He's
Roger said that.
Roger
Did he?
said that because remember Sockler getting behind Scales in the
Parkhead.
the 2 East
Did
game.
Charlie not actually say before the game as well that Scales is a wee bit quicker than Trusty? Does he not mention
Did
that?
he?
Somebody
never-
said that to me, but I've not seen it.
What about Vi
I think
being
he's
in
just
ahead
saying
of
that to be
Taylor?
controversial. Go on ahead, sorry.
Sorry, what about Vi being in ahead of Taylor? Was that a surprise to you?
Not to me, I think.
I think Vi's really good.
I think he's good, because I think he's probably technically a bit better than him. But I think as Andy saying, you're bringing these players in probably to play. You're spending money on these players, and I think it was a trustee. I think in time, next 10, 15 games, he's just going to go to another new level. I think he's just a Rolls Royce. He's quick, he's strong, he's powerful, and that's what you're going to need. Obviously, see when you're playing against low blocks and you're playing against teams in the counter attacks, you're going to need players like that, and it's going to be shown probably here in the next few weeks.
Because he'll be defender on the halfway line, won't he?
But
I loved about him doing that to Kyogo. If I was Kyogo, but you've been here 2 fucking minutes. I've scored fucking 150 goals here. Didn't tell me what did they? But I still love it.
Carter Vickers was brilliant though.
Oh,
see the amount of times there's a couple in the first half where Aberdeen have played early tap and he just sweeps up, whereas in the part they played day passes and get in. He makes such a difference to Celtic. But I was actually thinking, do you think Maida's Celtic's most important player?
I think Carter Vickers is.
Do you think Carter Vickers? I think McGregor
Carter Vickers
is the 6 as well. But I was just watching it the other day and I was thinking, see the way Maida presses.
It's incredible, mate, isn't it?
I don't know if I was thinking the other day, I mean, Carter Vickers, they're not the same with him, but I think Maida could be now.
Here's one for you. I'm going to ask if, well, maybe not you, Andy, but I'm going to ask you to, if you had to put your wee balls on the line. Pick your best Celtic 11 right now. Who are you going? Huh?
It's a brilliant question.
Thanks, mate.
It's a question I didn't really want to answer.
Would you put McInnes in?
Suspended.
I think you're probably the only two for me that.
Well, go against your team. Who's right back?
So for the team on Saturday, probably the only question you would maybe have is with Bernard.
No, I'm not wanting you to ask a question. I'm wanting you to tell me what your team is.
I'm going to say the team.
Right.
So the team that's on Saturday, you fucking set me off. I was about to answer that and he's fucking all over the place.
Are you putting Bainey in goals?
So the team for Saturday, the only two that I think that would maybe come out, that would be Bernard or for Engels and Valley for Taylor. That would be the only two, and I would probably say the team on Saturday would be my team.
Would it?
Aye.
So Engels, Hatate, McGregor?
Yeah. That would be my team,
Right.
and the back four, Trusty, Head of Scales and Valley, Head of Taylor. That would be my starting 11.
I think Bernardo's so underrated, honestly.
I like him playing Bernardo higher.
Higher, he's
I
not
think
set up.
against Hughes when he played
was
deeper,
six,
it didn't suit him.
No, he's like a giraffe on the heels. What would be yours team?
I'd put probably agree with most of the same team, but I'd probably have Hatate, McGregor and Bernardo. Yeah, I would say. I like Luke. I played with Luke at Dundee, and I think he's going to go on and have a good Celtic career. But just at this moment, I think Bernard's probably the one that steps in there for me.
What about Engels, mate? Would you?
I think that was the first time where I was probably impressed with him, and I think just his running power going forward and stuff, it was good. But we're quick to judge these players straight away, but give them time. But if you're talking best 11, that's my 3 midfield.
I think that is one thing you've got to say about Engels as well, is like there's so much to work on as a young player, isn't there? That stature, that physicality, that athleticism. And again, I'm not saying he's bad technically by any stretch of imagination. He is good technically, but 21-year-old, there's so much to work on. But I think right now, I'd probably say Bernardo just now.
What about you, mate? Your team?
I like Bernardo better than Engels.
And any other changes?
McGregor sitting, Hatate, Bernardo, and then Valle, Trusty. I'd probably go and Carter Vickers. Pretty much. What about Aberdeen? Did they do much wrong, or was it just Celtic were that good? Celtic were that on it. And he never wanted to make an excuse about the Rangers game, but did you feel like that taking a wee bit out of Aberdeen, or?
I don't think it did.
Celtic played the same night as well, didn't they?
I think I just like his whole demeanour, Aberdeen manager at the moment, just how he is.
No excuses, was there?
He's just so calm, and just the way he conducts himself in interviews, and you can just tell he has that camaraderie amongst the players and the fans, and it's what to do now and how they react from it. I think they've got Dundee next, so they've got Dundee at Docherty, which will be another tough game, but I just think just with the calibre of players he's brought in, and he's given them confidence, and big thing for Aberdeen as well, I think, is they've got a good squad, they've got a good bench, like they've got good players that can come on, and the likes of Morris and stuff, he's just coming on that, I think, a different game. He's just what you can see with confidence and in them players. But no, I think it's just a blip in the road, I would imagine.
Is it a coincidence he loses his first game the morning he meets
Paul Slane?
It's a bit jinx in it.
Talking tactics, just like he's like, I don't forget lads, man, he's fried what we're doing again. Counter attack, is that counter attack? I've got this wee drill phase in the warm up. He's doing your drill phase.
Bro, a big line. But I was sitting right at the game thinking about this. Do you think it was kind of similar to Celtic going to Dortmund, where Celtic had been absolutely flying, winning every game? They went to Dortmund and went, do you know what, we're going to have a go at them here. Aberdeen's been flying all season, winning every game, played Rangers and thought, do you know what, we're going to go for Celtic, and they've just left their cell 2 open. Do you think that could be
I think it was similar in the sense that, like, Celtic going to Dortmund was every mistake Celtic made in the first half to go punished. I think that was kind of the same with Aberdeen, wasn't it? Because like I say, I don't think they were horrendous, but Celtic were just so ruthless any time they countered them, where they just looked as if they were going to score.
Were they too open though, Aberdeen? Because see, that run Maida made, as much as we credit him, the first 10 minutes, that ball was played twice and Maida was on it twice and could have scored then.
Well, what else do you do, mate? They've basically set up with a man behind Maida. It's not like they've put somebody in front of him and they're leaving him up the pitch. They've set up as you would, didn't they? One in front and one behind if you leave. I don't think you could go and say we're going to leave 3 men back the pitch because it's Maida.
Yeah? No.
I think their setup's alright, mate. It's just how quick he is.
Again as well, I think there's a fine line between, like, if you've got secure possession, you're going to gamble to go forward, aren't you? And they've kind of lost it a couple of times, just been loose when they've got like secure possession. It's not been a 50-50, people went forward, it's broke down, they've just been countered. They've just kind of been a wee bit loose in certain areas. I think it's an Aberdeen man just came in and his first defeat is after 17 games.
Oh, he's been incredible.
Mental.
Yeah.
But so
they've been amazing for the league.
Again, like, it's no surprise that again, if you're an Aberdeen fan, you can't get too carried away. I know you've just been obliterated 6-0, but the run they've been on has been unbelievable.
What about the delay before the game? All because you're doubting these bags.
We had it as well.
My dad's just like that all the time.
You said that as well?
We had the delay as well.
It's exactly the same thing. It's because of the smoke.
They can't see the VAR lines, all the smoke.
Is that genuinely?
That's the reason. They can't make the lines.
And it's because of the pyros?
It's worth it though for me. I like the pyro.
Did you like
brilliant,
it?
Mate.
But how bad is it as a player when you need to warm up? Aberdeen had to go and warm up again with the cones and that, mate.
That's busy, isn't it?
It's busy as fuck, mate. There's nothing worse, is there? Will this affect Aberdeen in terms of the league?
I don't think so. I think a big thing for me is that they don't have European football, they have a full week's training going in there each and every game, and as I said before, I think it's just the manager, how he conducts himself and how they train on the pitch. You've got good characters in that dressing room, and I think that they'll be alright.
You still speak to any of the boys up there now?
None of the boys now. There's only really Shinny was there, but now it's all the boys that I was there with have all moved on. And
he's had a great season, Shinny.
I think he's just underrated. I think even like technically and stuff, he gets probably underrated because he's always comfortable in the ball. He's smart and winning free kicks, and just he's always in referees' ears and stuff. He just seems to get away with that as well. But he's definitely a good leader.
The boy Nielsen's been excellent since
he's
came
been brilliant. I think he's just the perfect guy to have beside Shinny, because if Shinny finds himself going forward and getting forward in that 4-2-3-1 formation and using Shinny to get forward to obviously help the three in behind the striker, and his energy is just unbelievable. And but having him beside Shinny's second to none for him.
Now, do you think Aberdeen can stick with Celtic right to the end of the season?
If I'm being honest, and sort of being in that situation before, I think even time when Rangers just came into the league where we pipped Rangers a second, I think it came around the January, I think, we were like toe and toe. We lost, I think, and then Rogic scored a late winner, Kilmarnock away. We were with a good season that year, and see, within the house, we were just, if we're being realistic, we were just stayed close to Celtic for as long as we can. And if I'm being honest, and looking from sort of the Celtic squad now, I think the same thing will happen. I think just Celtic will just kick on, and then it's down to obviously Rangers and Aberdeen battling now, I think.
But see that time, mate, did you at one stage think we can win the league here?
I think it beats in the back of your mind, but if you're being realistic, like, Aberdeen's never been there in my time, obviously. But I think with the squad of players we had, like, we had, say it was me, Johnny and Rooney as a front three. You had like Shinny, Ryan Jack, Kenny McLean. Like, you'd good players in the team, and we knew we were capable of winning most weeks, and that's a big thing for like Derek at the time. Like, we never went 2-3 games of losing games. That was sort of unheard of. If we lost a game, we knew straight away we're going to win the next one. That was just the mentality we had. But over the course of that season, it was just stay close to Celtic for as long as you can, and then see what happens.
Did he ever say, I think we can win it now?
He'd never have come out with it, but he was always good with his, like, sort of, like, he'd always different targets for each sort of quarter before international breaks, and we're always maintaining that standard, which was good. But over the course of the season, Celtic were just too good, to be honest, and I think that's just going to happen this season. They'll just kick on even more.
That was actually late on though. That was the end of March there, where you have dropped points and Celtic got that rock. I mean, that's actually really late on. I didn't realise that at the time.
No, but it was just momentum just grew with them, and then that was it. It's always going to be hard, no matter how good your team is. I'm sure Celtic say the same thing. It's them consistently being good, scoring goals, winning games over the course of the season for them to. There will be wee bumps along the road, but even last season, like Motherwell away, when Celtic obviously scored late goals and stuff, there will be bumps along the road. It's just whether Aberdeen can maintain that, and then obviously if Rangers can maintain winning every week.
What was your head-to-head against Celtic that year? Can you remember?
You tried everything against them, didn't you?
Thing is,
man for man.
Remember that hand?
It was hard.
Good to
like,
watch, though, mate.
Yeah, it was just. when they beat us in the Scottish Cup, when we went ahead 1-0, Johnny Hayes scored. See, conceding, Celtic were always good at scoring before half time and then quite quickly after half time. That always went against us a lot of the time, because once the sort of the crowd got up, the momentum built with them, they're always so good. But it was like man for man, trying.
How did you feel playing the man for man games?
It was horrendous for me, because I was a wide player, because I was back in my 18-yard box most of the time.
So who was your man that you had to mark?
I remember Frimpong was there at one stage. He was just coming on the scene. But I always I was used to, because I played international football for a long time. We were constantly just without the ball, and we're playing against like German teams, Holland, Italy, Portugal teams, and you're just constantly without the ball. It was just in fine moments where you just knew you had to create a chance or score a goal. But we knew with players in the team that if we create a chance or two, we could score, and thankfully that was the case over the course of the season. But head to head, I can't remember too much. I think they're always quite tight games, but I can't remember what season it was. I remember I went down to 10 men one season, and Paul Quinn scored the diving header. We went down to 10 men, we beat them 2-1. But over the course, like, we had a lot of wins against, or not a lot of wins, a good few wins against Celtic, but it's more probably against the Rangers. But it's against obviously the local teams.
See the thing in the kind of man for man games, like you talk about how hard that is defensively, but it's when you win the ball back, you've just been fucking practicing somebody for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're absolutely juiced.
Man, just screaming, keep the ball. Who would you rather man mark, Frimpong or Maida?
Oh my God.
Frimpong, I think.
I would be Frimpong,
Would it?
He's fucking
rapid, don't he? But you're rapid as well, aren't you? So
I was back then, but not now. Jesus Christ.
Who was your favourite player at Aberdeen to play with? Who was the best?
Had too many, to be honest. I love playing with Johnny, because me and Johnny just off the field, Johnny and Rooney just off the field, we always just hung out, done everything.
It's amazing, mate, innit, when you get that?
It's just the Irish connection straight away. I think me and Johnny signed at the same time under Craig Brown, and that first season, I don't know, we must have signed Johnny's cousin or brother. He was horrendous. He was terrible the first season, and then he just went on to a different level. But Johnny's a confidence player, and he was always a good player, because he always got you up the pitch, because he's just raw out and out pace, and he was so good that side of things. But
I remember him as a kid at Reading, mate. He was fucking brilliant.
Was he?
Brilliant, mate. Hayes was brilliant. We played him at a tournament in Ireland, and he was incredible, man. Really. Do you know that he lived the floor underneath Craig Brown? In fact,
you did.
So when I signed for Aberdeen, it was Craig Brown was in the first floor. I was in the third floor, and Archie Knox on the fifth floor.
So see if he's got beaten that, and you're bumping into the gaffer in the flat. Was it all right?
Nah, Brown, he was brilliant for me. I think that first season, because I don't know what it was, but he just seen me as a striker that season, and I played up front and I scored 21 goals, and we had an awful season. We finished 6 or 7, but I had just a brilliant relationship with Craig straight away, and obviously Archie as well. But it was just, I just settled in quickly. But seeing them outside of football and interacting and doing all that side of things, it just worked out well for me, to be honest, and helped me settle in.
Did you ever go out with them? Like,
never, nah.
Never in a nightclub? Tell the truth.
Nah.
Never?
Maybe a party at the house, but not a nightclub.
Imagine at a party with Archie Knox and Craig Brown.
Just sit me shoes on.
I was coming.
That's definitely a quiz or something, isn't it? It's a quiz in the flat.
Imagine Archie Knox dancing in your flat with just the pants and socks.
I always wonder why, when people were leaving at 3 a.m, why Craig Brown was standing at the front door, peeping through the wee hole.
2014, he won the League Cup as well.
Aye.
Memories of that, mate?
Memories wasn't the match. The match was horrendous.
Who was that against?
Inverness. It was at Celtic Park, wasn't
That's
it?
right,
So
yeah.
Hamilton was closed. But we brought 45,000 fans, and Inverness brought about 10. But the bus journey back was the best, and just I think the traffic was horrendous after that match. But going back and just being on the bus with your obviously your colleagues, your mates, your friends, the coaching staff, we had 3.5, 4 hours on the bus just.
Was it karaoke or not? Tony Jones told you in the interview.
Couldn't get the microphone off Bowyer Robson. He was just singing till the cows come home. But Johnny Hayes, that game, I don't know what he's thinking. We took centre, and we went long. I'm on the right wing and Johnny Hayes playing left wing, but Johnny's come on to my side, and we went long first incident in the match, and big high ball, and I think big McInnes, I just seen him coming charging, so I've just stepped out of the way, and Johnny's just went flying, and then Johnny's got smashed, and Johnny had to come off because he'd done his shoulder collarbone.
First minute?
So, first minute. So that was his. So straight going back on the bus was just singing and dancing and partying, but I think it was good because we're all together. We weren't just going back and everyone was just going doing their own thing. So Tony Dock was there, Dale obviously, it's just it's unbelievable.
Dale's obviously been linked with Rangers recently, and he talked about Clement maybe leaving. Do you think he could take on a job of that size, Dale?
I think he could. I think he speaks well. He's organised, but it's probably the offensive side of things. Like at Aberdeen, he was always very good defensively, and obviously sitting behind the ball and being hard to beat. But obviously having your flair players to go on. But there's no reason why he couldn't go there and do a good job. I think he was close. Maybe 6-7 years ago at the time. I think there was talks initially, but it never materialised. But I think he could go and do a job, but it's one of those ones you never know until he actually gets it.
But see, in saying that, mate, you were quite an attacking team when I played against you, because like Logan would play right back, Shinnie would play left back, and they would fucking bomb on, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it was, but that's the freedom they'll give us. He just get on the ball, create chances. I think being at home, it was more or less get the balls wide, get in the ball in the wide areas. Logan always got forward, and I think that's a big thing for us against probably the likes of the Celtic and Rangers, where we probably get found out, because we always thought, we can go toe to toe with these teams, which you could at times, but obviously going back the way they obviously good players to create chances to score against us, and that's probably where we get found out a bit. But regarding us as an Aberdeen team, attacking wise, it was brilliant. It was just my most enjoyable part of my career, for sure.
Could you understand the criticism some Aberdeen fans would give Dale?
I think if you're in that industry and you're in that football club, being at Aberdeen, and it's a demanding club where they want you to win every week, and I think long being hold, I think once you get to a stage where you're constantly getting the semi-finals, finals, you're getting into Europe. I know it's probably a bit crazy to say, but sometimes fans get bored of the same thing regarding maybe the manager or the players and stuff, and then people move on. But I think it just got that stage where fans fancy the change, and then ultimately that's what happened. But I've always said this, but Derek McInnes should have kept his job at Aberdeen.
Mm-hmm. And Tony Dock was there as well. Are you surprised that Tony left Dale, and then how well he's done as a manager? Or did you always kind of see that in him? He's a Gemini, isn't he?
I could always see it in Tony Dock. Knowing him, he sort of had the right demeanour about himself. He knew when to flip the switch, and he knew when to let the manager talk, and he knew when his time was to come in. And I think a good thing for Dale and Tony, that even for the likes of me, they always knew how to get a turn out of me and stuff. I was obviously always quite quiet in the change room, and the manager always looked at the likes of myself and Johnny to just perform. And when he knew that he needed a performance out of you, he'd always give that wee flick of a switch, and he knew to properly come for you. Like, and the manager,
what do you mean comfy? As in get on you?
Just get on me. Just say we need more. We need you to create more. We need you to do this. And it's just he knew how to get the best out of me, and I think that's him knowing me over the course of so long. And you get that with different managers, and I think that's what he was very good at. He knew how to get the best out of each and every individual. And I think a big thing for him is he would always sort of meet the player, sit down and talk to the player before even signing the player, and he knew what type of characters he was bringing to the club, and I think that's what worked well. But regarding me as a player, he always knew how to get the best out of me, and that worked.
That assistant manager getting asked to speak after the manager spoke, still, it's genuinely the worst, isn't it? How does it work at Kettlewell? Will speak at...
He'll speak, say 15 minutes at half time. He'll speak for probably 10 minutes.
You said he could speak for the full 15 minutes of Kettlewell?
It's so impressive, mate. But like, no breath, and no being able to lose your train of thought, and still being able to
give you information.
Sense, you know what I mean? Like, it's mad.
Well, just like how he sees the game going, and what he sees, how he can improve it.
But again, like I've worked with managers that will make notes during the first half, so they'll reference their book or what their notes were. This is just off his head for what he's seen, and just go on. But I was just going to add, like, obviously you talked about Derek McInnes there and making semis, making finals, and you were there during Stephen Glass and Goodwin. Could you tell, like, straight away the difference? Could you see why it wasn't going to work out? Or
what a host.
Cheers, mate.
Incredible, mate.
Good question. No, I was under Stephen Glass, but see when Stephen Glass first came in, his training, that was unbelievable.
He did play an attacking brand of football.
So initially when he
counter-attacked, really
he came in, but
Pocket shut down after this, can
so straight away, like we were watching videos straight away we were watching videos of England and Liverpool, how they played straight away, and in training, just sort of, he always played with 2 high eights, and just 2 high eights always made them forward runs, and he was trying to play me as an 8, but straight away when he came in, like, we're playing nice football, but we're getting beat. And then it came to that summer, and he obviously brought in the likes of Brownie, and he brought in other players and stuff, and he sort of maybe went a wee bit different, and he changed his sort of philosophy.
Well, been harder to beat,
been harder to beat and stuff, and I think he should have just stuck with what he was planning.
What do you think he's seen in you as a number 8?
I don't know. I think it's just probably
running in behind basically with your pace.
I was always good at timing my runs. Not necessarily was obviously being very quick, but I think just in training, I was always a good trainer and stuff. And I was the same in international football. I was never ever going away and thinking I'm going to play here every time. Like there's not one time I went away in international football thinking I'm definitely playing here. But I always trained well, and that always rewarded me in getting starts or getting me game time, and that's how it ended. But in training under glass, I was always just training well and just sort of coming in, getting on the ball, making forward runs. Just I was always a good listener, and I just done whatever the manager wanted, and straight away the manager liked that, and then that's what he seen me doing. And then just football side of things, it just got to the stage where I wasn't playing. He brought in different players, and he made his own new signings. And I think when you get to a stage at a club where there's different managers changing over the course of 2 seasons, it's just getting that next one, get the next manager, and then thankfully they've landed a gem and the manager now.
It's interesting you blame Brownie there for it all going wrong with it.
Didn't like that. Didn't like it at all.
Definitely wasn't his fault.
What was Brownie like in the dressing room when he came?
Brownie at Celtic was different. Brownie at Aberdeen, because he was coach, wasn't he? He's a coach type player, and it's just probably him realising himself, just getting that sort of, I don't know, just the balance right between being one of the lads, as you'd like to say, or being the coach. But now Brownie was brilliant. He was brilliant in the sense of captain and always demanded high standards. But
did he do much coaching at Aberdeen?
He didn't, nah.
No.
He got involved a wee bit in the sense of, like, say, he would sort of do bits and bobs with the players who didn't play, say, at the weekend. He would come in on the Monday and sort of do parts of that and just sort of get comfortable being on the grass and stuff. But he was good that side of things, and you could easily speak to him, me being obviously a former player and teammate of him as well. So he was good that side of things. But regarding sort of getting that latter stages of his career, like he was obviously going on to his next stages of his career now in management, and he's doing well.
Now, I was talking to Dylan McGee during the week, and he said
he just had another baby this morning.
No wonder. I can see why you don't.
Not the baby, his missus had the baby.
What a couple. He said to me when he first came up to Aberdeen, you took him for a back wax.
I took him for a back wax, but I always get my back wax, just always have done for holidays, and I get it done every 5 weeks. And
you get your back waxed every 5 weeks?
Aye, so
is it that hairy?
It's not hairy. I've always got it done for holidays and stuff, and then I've just got in the routine of it. It's not for anything special. Sore, I'm used to it, but it's not sore for me. But Dylan was a hairy back, and I brought him to this place, and the lady put the wax on. She was ripping it, and the hair was coming, like calf hair was coming on. The wax strips were breaking, and he was in agony. He was just He said never again. He was coming out of the place crying, like, but it was.
How's he hairy and he's bald as fuck? That blows my mind. That. How does hair grow on your back?
Do you shave before holidays? Not
never, mate.
Never.
I've no hairs on my. I've hardly any hair on my body.
Mate, put your.
What?
Is that your like full growth of hair?
So it's not even shaved. Never been shaved.
I'm not hairy at all, mate.
Just a bit of hair.
You've shaved your legs, surely.
Swear on my 2 kids, not.
But I'm a hairy man in general. Like, I had a clean shave this morning. That's me now.
You had a hairy bar. You had a mad hairy chest when you first came.
Hairy chest.
Just wax your chest?
Nah, never. Only my back. I couldn't wax my chest. No chance. Just sore.
See, since you grown that, have you you trim it, or is that just been
trim what?
November.
I go for a haircut once a week, and he just trims my tash when I'm there.
You got a hairy arse. That's never been asked anything, is it? So you were talking about like managers there, brilliant talking. Who would you say is a brilliant talker when you like a manager?
I can't mention him again because his TikTok's going to come in it, but like Decani was incredible, mate.
Was he similar that way? Just
15 minutes, like he wouldn't take a breath, mate, and there wouldn't be a word out of place.
You reckon I can talker?
I'm a fuck.
Mate, you were?
No.
Brownhill, remember? So when we were at Brownhill side, done. Mate, it was a fucking.
Imagine your manager coming off screaming with a dead leg.
Change me quick. No, but that's I remember you done an absolute cracker. I think it was Hearts B actually away. You done a cracking talk, and then I stood up to talk, and somebody just put the speaker like on, mate. Oh, mate, it was
mate, team talks are hard. Like,
do you think before?
Used to try and get in their heads, mate. The one I did like was we played Al in the Scottish Cup, and I spoke about like all the times that my mum and dad have picked up for training, been there for your rejection. They're here tonight, chance to pay them back, make them really proud.
Aye.
I enjoyed that one. Mm-hmm. But no, mate, it takes over your fucking your head, honestly.
Because I remember you were saying, weren't you, like it feels like, how can I change it up? Because it was just constant, a game, midweek game, like hard to keep going and going.
That league, mate, you play. We're playing again Tuesday night. You play something like 60 games, and see trying to refresh your team talk, mate. It's tough.
I know.
You don't want to be repeating yourself all the time. Is there ever times where Kettlewell will just no say a word, or will you always speak before the game?
I always speak, aye.
See, I thought I spoke too much at times, mate.
Well, the interesting one is, and I don't actually agree with it, and I wouldn't be Sloan saying to him, is Thiago Motta, mate, doesn't he speak after games?
No, I like it.
Do you like
I
that?
find that mad, mate.
I don't think...
I don't mind.
I think you've got to, after that game, you've got to have nail something then and there.
Why though? For what purpose?
There's no reason behind me saying it.
Because see what you are saying, it probably hasn't any. See, I always find it fucking so hard standing at the side of a pitch and analysing the game because you're so caught
That's
up in
his
it.
reason, innit? That is his reason.
That's his
because
reason,
he wants to watch it back so he can have a clear picture again. It.
What about you, best managers that speak?
Lenny
before
was good,
after
wasn't he?
games?
Lenny was class. I loved
Lenny was
Lenny
unreal.
'cause he just knew how to get a rocket. But Dale was brilliant. Michael O'Neill was very good.
Any specific one do you remember that you thought were really good?
No, well, a big one that stood out. It wasn't a team talk. I'll never forget it. I think James Madison was there at the time and stuff. But we were going through like a tricky patch, and Dale, as I said earlier, he just knew how to get the best out of the players. So I think I came out of the team and missed a few games, and we just weren't really gelling as a team. We're playing okay, but not really sort of creating a lot. And Dale pulled me, Rooney, and Johnny into an office and just sat us down and talked to us. He said, "Look, boys, you've been here a long time. You have done the goods for me. You've done this, you've done that." He says, "See the next 6-7 games. You three are going to play every week, and you're going to win games." And then we just end up starting going on a run again.
Well, like regardless of how you play, whether you have nightmares, you're going to play the next 6,
just
7.
regardless, he just knew straight away that's worked for him, and he just stuck to it, and then we end up winning games again.
I can't remember if somebody told me this or it was when you interviewed him, but he actually, I remember him mentioning that you'll never make your way into my team in training, but you can make your way out of it or something like that.
He was always like that.
Which again, I would think if you're somebody that's knowing the team and you're training really well, that must be hard, no?
I'm sure Ange said similar, mate, when we interviewed him. He says training's very little of what he goes on is based on training.
Aye.
But you're right, if you're out the team, if you're
Aye.
training well, you're kind
Aye.
of like, what am I going to do now?
How are you going to get in the team
I
then?
know how you're going to get in the team with but what do you actually do in training where you can really impress? Like, with possessions and that, but it's totally different to
It was only ever 11v11s.
Aye.
But if
It's
you-
only if you're doing 11v11s where you can probably...
Yeah.
What
Lenny's-
about biggest dust, like, people that could come for you, Lenny?
Lenny would be one probably, and Michael O'Neill always had a switch on, but Michael was always hard on me because he knew how to get a reaction out of me. I'll never forget that. I think we played, it was Faroe Islands at home, and I think we won 3 or 4-0. I thought a really good game here, and Michael went bananas at me after the game, just saying fucking this and that, and that was grand. And about a week later, he was in Aberdeen. He's like, messaged me and meet up for a coffee and stuff, and he brought his laptop with him and got the laptop out, and he's like, actually looking back there, I think he actually did really well and stuff. But so it was actually good in the sense of he knew then at the time he was wrong, so he's big enough and old enough to actually come and meet me in Aberdeen, sit down and get a tea and coffee. And but he knew sort of like I was left out of squads against, I think we were playing Russia away. I was left out of the squad, and then about 3 weeks later I was doing well at Aberdeen, and he's like, I'm bringing you into the squad here, we're playing Portugal 3-4 weeks. So I came in, and it was a 5-day training camp, or maybe a 10-day training camp, and I just came in, bust my balls for training, and he ended up just throwing me in out of the blue, starting me against Portugal, and ended up scoring my first goal against Portugal away, Ronaldo's 100th cap. So straight away I was like,
That's
oh, wow.
incredible.
So the big ceremony was Ronaldo's 100th cap. We ended up drawing the game 1 each, and I scored my first goal over in Porto, and it was just wow.
You'd
This,
have been raging with
like,
that.
I
Ronaldo.
but that went from me being like left
He'll
out of
hate
the
you, mate.
previous squad, and then just scoring against Portugal. So straight away I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Was that your best game in your career?
Best.
Favourite game?
Well, I loved that. Well, like international wise, I was scoring at the Euros,
At the Euros, huh?
scoring against Ukraine at the Euros, and then getting in the last 16, which Scotland haven't done, unfortunately. But for us,
Fuck's sake. Invite you, John, I'll show you what to...
I'm watching Scotland. I want Scotland to do well, but for us as a small nation to qualify for the last 16 was an unbelievable achievement for us.
Dave loved Mike O'Neill. Dave did.
So Davo's in now helping Michael O'Neill, so he's his second hand man. But I think just Michael was good because he knew how to get the best out of the players, in the sense of we'd meet up on a Sunday night and Michael would just say, look lads, go and enjoy yourselves, go out in town, go and have a few drinks. And then he had purposely put training back to like 3-4 o'clock on the Monday, just to let us go and enjoy ourselves.
Paddy never came back till Wednesday.
Paddy would show up on the Friday and go and score 2 goals on Saturday.
Is Davo a proper legend and all that?
Davo's, but you obviously played with him and stuff, just knowing Davo, how he is as a person, like until you actually meet him and see him as a person, see how he conducts himself. But he's one of the best players I've ever played with. But he is a hero back home. And as I said, regarding manager stuff, we had Nigel Worthington before, and Nigel was brilliant for me because he gave me my debut, but he didn't get the best out of the players, in the sense of like he was maybe trying to like babysit players in the time. I'll never forget. He was like always on us, no nights out, no nights out. So I think boys got together one night and we went out in the car park. We're trying to go on a night out, and
You're washing all the cars.
I was washing all the cars, but it was staying in Hilton Temple Patrick, and we were ducking and diving through hedges. Anytime a car came into the driveway, we just sort of would have to dive in behind the tree. This is like the powers that we were going to actually get a night out, but that's what I'm speaking about. The differences between obviously different managers and how they get the best out of the players. And one manager you're trying to sneak out in a night out, and another manager's just saying, there you go.
How was Del for letting you go to Aberdeen? Would he mind if he's with it?
He wouldn't mind, but obviously if you lose, I've invited him and Tony Dock. But if
do you ever do that? Get beaten, he's told you not to go out, and then you in it.
He has said it, but I wouldn't have been out most weekends. I would have been out maybe now and again. I'm not a big drinker. I'd just go out whenever the time's right. Like when the Aberdeen 7-8 got done, remember after the Rangers game for the COVID thing. But I just knew then. Rangers just beat us. I was like, I'm not going out in town.
That's right, boys. I'm sure Dylan was Dylan the one of them?
Dylan was one of them, aye.
That's right, I remember that.
Johnny was torturing me, but I knew, because I think I maybe came on as a sub and I knew I was going to be training. And I was like, I'm not going out in town, something.
And Johnny Hayes was saying, come on, just come.
He was just wanting me to come out, and yeah, that's the time that Aberdeen 7 or 8 got done in the papers that time. And
how did Dale find it? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I think, I'll tell you what happened. Bruce Anderson, I think,
Grass.
Bruce the Grass is my dad, didn't we?
So he is obviously misbehaving. He caught COVID.
Oh.
And then Bruce Anderson met, I think, Scott McKenna on the Tuesday for a coffee. And then Bruce gave him it, and then it all escalated. Then disaster.
Brucey.
So bring Brucey.
Brucey bog trotter, man.
What's that shocking, isn't it?
What, have you ever done that when you shouldn't have got caught?
Night shirt.
You
the
must
only
have,
one that
mate.
springs to mind that I've told before was when we went to Portugal with Bradford. But it was because we'd beat Chelsea in the cup. Obviously Bradford got a lot of money for it, so they took us to Portugal and basically told us it's a training camp, but you can go out every night. But they did say at the very start, every single night the curfew's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, never come back later on that or we'll punish you, basically. And we came back, me and Gary McKenzie stood in about 6 in the morning, and Phil Pattinson made us jog to the training centre while the minibus followed us.
Jeez.
And we were fucked. Big Gas was fucking
You'd been raging enough.
bobbling at the back, sweating, feeling sick, but that was horrendous.
You must have had
some fuming as well.
We got top 6 with Dundee and he took us down to Manchester. Paul Hartling, he's like, no drinking. We're like, what? No drinking. So every night people are coming to our room, we were buying bottles during the day, out buying bottles of wine, mate, and because we didn't want to get caught, you couldn't have put the wine in the bins. He'd be that type that you would check the bins or not, mate, for drink.
No way.
So me and Kev McBride, Barra, everyone would come to our room and then we'd put the empty bottles in our bag. To see when we were coming down at the end of the week to go on the bus, mate, my bag must have weighed a fucking ton, man. You could just hear bottles clinking. That was probably the only.
That doesn't happen. Boys aren't like that now, though, are they?
Nah.
It's totally different now, isn't it? Completely.
Guys are in Hong Kong was fun for me.
Oh,
Were you in the bar when he just went?
I never went.
Nah.
But I heard the story.
He just went sprinting out of the bar and just started jumping on top of a yellow taxi. It was like an open bar, and we're just standing there, and I think somebody must have said something. He just went sprinting out and just started jumping on a taxi in the middle of Hong Kong.
We went a year after that.
You went to Hong Kong?
Aye, it's a wild place.
Did you enjoy that, wee man?
Oh, fuck. Too much.
Oh, it's better Amsterdam or Hong Kong?
What is better, Amsterdam?
I see Hong Kong, mate.
Is it?
Oh, it's brilliant, a place, man.
Right, lads, Hearts beat St Johnstone 2-1. They take any sort of victories now, but we just, I don't think you'll mind the same. We just met Gary Mackay-Stevens, said last week when they played Hearts, Hearts were very good in the first half, didn't they?
Aye, he did.
I do think you plays good stuff, Critchley, eh? They want to dominate the ball, don't they?
100%, mate. And it's crazy. They obviously win the first 2 games, everybody's like, he's brilliant. And as soon as you get a few bad ones, like,
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
how people turn and go, he's not the right guy, you know, this. But I thought they were a much better team. When they beat St Johnstone, I thought they were a much better team. And I have been really impressed with him since he's came in.
What is it? Just the fact that he wants to dominate the game, control the game?
Dominate the game.
I still don't think they've probably hit top form going forward, but in terms of actually controlling games of football, I think they've been a lot better recently. But again, if you're 1-0 away from home, it probably is just kind of seeing the game out, and then the penalty, fucking hell, it's never a penalty for me. Do you think that's a penalty? Never. I feel as if like Cameron's I feel like Cameron starts to drag down Cammy Devlin, and then to be fair, when Cammy Devlin's almost falling to the floor, he kind of pulls him down with him. But then again, the reaction, obviously, as soon as you concede an equaliser, to then go forward and get the goal. But I've said
sorry,
it.
didn't I mention Hearts in the equaliser?
Oh, I know. True.
He'll be buzzing in it,
I know.
So,
But
Benny,
Benny Beringame obviously makes a massive difference to Hearts, and he does unbelievable for the second goal.
see, when you were at Hearts, would Beringame be the one that you would say was a top player?
I think there's a few, mate, to be honest with you. I think the big issue with Benny is I think it's still kind of the same. It was sort of staying fit. I thought anytime he played well, he did play well. But I think Benny very much suits a certain partner in a midfield too, because he's no someone
A dog,
that,
basically.
well, Benny's got good legs, but he's, again, I think he'll openly admit himself, he's not someone that creates a lot of chances or scores a lot of goals. I know that's just came after the assist he got at the weekend, but he kind of needs that more, somebody that will make late runs into the box and break into the box, and I probably a bit more energy. So it's kind of getting, when everybody's fit, who's that perfect sort of partner for him. So I think him and Boateng is quite similar.
Yeah.
I think what will help Hearts this season, I think it's what's helping them now, is other players in the team are scoring goals. It's not just Shanklin. You have obviously Vargas and Forrest and that scoring goals. So I think over the course of the season, I think that'll benefit them.
I think
massively.
Spitz has started to play really well over the last few weeks as well.
Deliveries and stuff is good.
Did you ever play in a Hearts team, that properly controlled games?
Mate, I've said that a couple of times. I thought the Robbie Nielsen style of playing was an absolute myth.
Did you?
I thought we dominated loads of games. Like, mate, you don't go on the runs we went on if you don't, in my opinion. Again, were we the best footballing team you've ever seen? No, but I thought we played some good stuff. We had good teams and we dominated games of football. Again, it's probably not the ideal style that we all kind of want to see in Scotland, but we definitely dominated games, aye.
I said about the coaching tree, you're obviously big into your young players in Scotland. Surprised that Wilson never got a wee start?
Aye, and I think the hard one is, innit, like, can you dope Shankland? And I don't know if you can. And on his form, he'll come good again. It's more the one we were talking about earlier with Vargas, but him coming on 2 games and scoring, I think he's got to get his chance to start.
Yeah,
I'd
love to see it, aye.
So would I. I'd love to see him start. I think he's good enough to start.
As you we were talking, I mean, I don't want to keep referring back to earlier, but Motherwell, put him in. Put the boy in, because he's shown as he come on, so I definitely would like to see him get a start, aye.
And fair play to Critchley, because usually when new managers will come in, you'll not see a young player in sight, but right back started as well. Was it Forrester started right back as well, didn't he?
But again, like, so you still need to credit Critchley for what he's actually did already by I think the young boys have already kind of played over the last few games. But I say it all the time, sometimes fans love nothing more than just seeing a boy get a chance, because you know what it's like. We've seen young boys have poor games and they'll not get the treatment that experienced boys will get, so they're a bit more lenient towards to just seeing the boys get a chance. And I can see, you're obviously a manager, you might see it from a different point of view, where you kind of want to fling them straight in and probably put too much on them too early, and then if they do have a couple of really poor games, do you then see them go under? That's kind of the sort of argument you'll get for managers. But I think he's shown enough to deserve that to show that he does deserve a start.
I think he'll do well, Critchley.
How did you see last time when you put the young boy in at EK?
Yeah.
How did you find that? If you didn't really go on a bad run, but would you protect him at times? So
there's certain games that we would maybe take him like in a way to Trinent, where it's going to be fast paced, 100 mile an hour.
Right.
Maybe be a bit much for him, but like every home game I think he played towards the running. He was one of them when he was that good, like you say, in training. He was that good in training, you couldn't put him in there.
You actually said as well, I remember you saying, I think it might have been the Stranraer game, that you actually wish you played him.
Wish I'd played him. But again, we thought maybe occasion too much for him because he's young, a lot at stake, it might phase him. But we ended up putting him on after about 60 minutes because we actually missed him in the team. Because I think you do think like these it might be too much for him, but they probably didn't even care. Mate,
you're fearless of that 100%.
It's weird when you get older, because when you get older, that's when you start to overthink the game.
Well, you also know when you're older that you feel like a lot more responsibilities on you if you don't win the game. But I think if you're a young boy, it's just like you just play, didn't you?
So there you go, me and Mick fucked that for these couple of that'll be me sacked on Monday.
Hiding them.
What about this, by the way? Hearts have got the joint top. You got to read that?
The Fiorentina and Chelsea joint with the points tally in it, and that's, by the way, especially Fiorentina, they are flying this season. They've been excellent. And obviously with Chelsea, we all know the money they've spent. But Heidenheim coming, I think Hearts will win. Playing obviously the Bundesliga, this team had a couple of wins, no being good, no bad, but picked up a couple of wins and a couple of points here and there. But I fancy Hearts strong at home.
That's a big ask, mate.
Not 100%, but I think they can do it. I really, really do.
I hope they do. I think it will be a big ask.
But remember, Andy, Aberdeen, a couple of seasons ago, was it last season, when they played Frankfurt away, and Aberdeen were outstanding, and Frankfurt were actually flying at that point. Obviously,
I'm with you, mate. I don't think these teams are as good as what people make. I say it about Serie A all the time, I get probably caned for it, but I don't think they're as good as what people think. Yes.
no, listen, 100%, and I think I really fancy Hearts.
Chelsea Man U yesterday.
I was awful
Mate, the
watching that.
quality was shocking in that game.
So bad.
The money that
I didn't see it. Talk to me.
Two
Mate, see
teams
what-
flinging shite at each other.
the money, when you look at they two clubs, what they two have spent, especially they two, and what they put on show, Andy, the quality.
I do like Maresca at Chelsea. I think he has done well. Who?
How was Palmer?
You as I say,
It's probably the worst he's played
I'll
this
do
season.
it. I'll take the heat. Palmer's a myth. Arguing with my wee boy yesterday.
So he's
Is he a
fucking
Chelsea fan?
brilliant.
So if you're a top player, you think Pep Guardiola lets you leave? Something about him that's not top.
I think
Guardiola would not let him leave Man
I
City.
think
if he
with
was
that
top.
one though, I think
I think it's all
Guardiola's made
fair
a
play
mistake
and
there.
then selling them and stuff, all to do with the fair play of transfers and stuff. There's something.
Gaze the stat, you gave it to me, but the top.
I did read the stat this morning. I think it was like
Are you
something
involved with it?
like
Because I think you're shying away from it a wee bit.
No, I think Palmer's a top player. He's got the second most goal involvements in the Premier League since he joined Chelsea.
Didn't you know
Against
that
the
stat, wee man,
Docherty
did you?
I think
But
So,
again,
the
if he's that
stat-wise-
good, mate, Southgate sits him on the bench for every game in the Euros.
I'm fucking going to Southgate's world,
13
holy
games
fuck.
against top 6 or whatever, and he's only actually he scored a hat-trick against Man U, and he's not scored in any other games. That was the stat after he said it, seen it this morning.
Nah, boy.
But he is a top player.
He is mad.
Still,
at that, boy.
regardless, the Premier League, all teams are good now. So to score against even any team in the Premier League's good, I think.
Did you see his first touch yesterday in between the two Man U
Aye,
players?
unreal.
Wow, man, he's a star.
kiss him
that
Is
man.
there no argument there with Pep letting him go? We not going with that.
I
Does
think
Pep let a top player leave?
Mate, I let him go for, what was it, 50 million quid? Didn't let him go for nothing.
But it was strange timing, because see, when he let him go at the start of that season, he actually he scored 2 in the 2 games before he went for Man City. It was very strange that he
But
let him go.
regardless, he's not going to play every week.
He
at Man
was
City.
in the Super Cup.
Like Foden's even at a stage now where he's not consistently playing all the time, if you know what I mean. So
I think Pep would admit
I
he said
watched
that
Man
wrong.
City. I actually watched Man City Bournemouth on Saturday.
Bournemouth are good, mate, aren't
Man
they?
City were terrible though.
But
And Bournemouth were
Bournemouth are
really good. Boys Semenyo and
Oh, what a player Semenyo, mate.
I fancy Hearts strong a day, and it'd be brilliant. Because I'll tell you one thing, see with Scottish football this year, and it's no playing up to the fans, because I'm not into all that. I know you're only, but it's been magic Aberdeen what they've done for the game. I heard you saying to Coopage when you were spot on, mate. Getting into Celtic v Aberdeen, it just gives the league so much more. It's been, honestly, mate, it's been brilliant.
Do you get that feeling this year that anyone can beat anyone? Maybe outside the
I
Celtic.
was just about to say that.
Obviously Aberdeen have
obviously
done well.
Aberdeen in a different scenario because they're beating everyone. But I think everybody else, like, Hearts and Hibs been doing there as a real surprise. Even Kilmarnock that were doing there for the start. But there's been like
Aye.
probably ourselves, to be fair, being 4th in the league. Dundee United been 5th in the league. St Johnstone have picked up good results. Ross County, I think it has been like,
Competitive.
aye, it is.
And it's exciting, isn't it? I know sometimes not the quality that we want, but the games are really exciting now.
Amazing. The
Well,
Rangers in
Dundee-
that.
this
Sorry.
season's the most competitive it's been in a while.
Aye, Dundee
Yeah.
come for 2-0 down to win 3-2. And Dundee United scored 2 in the 90th minute, but he's got to beat Hibs, and then scored in the 90th minute again to beat Hibs. It's been unpredictable
And
anyway.
for a spectacle, what Aberdeen and Rangers was brilliant.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was
That
so
was a great game, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that game.
brilliant. It was so
Yeah.
intense. I mean, obviously, the fireworks and all that. I love all
Jim
that.
Leighton.
I watched the
He's
game.
involved with that, but that
I
was
watched the game
brilliant.
the
It's been
next day.
amazing. Honestly, it was. It's been a brilliant start to the season.
What have you made of the championship? Good league?
Tough. I think it's similar to
You'll
the
find that
Scottish.
really tough.
He's not really talking up well, was he?
It's the same as the Scottish Premiership now. It's in the sense of there's no easy games. There's not much between either team. I think first goal is always important that we found in the league. Now away from we've been good at home this season. It's not a nice place for anyone to go.
Capitals,
Capital is it?
I like playing at Capital, Tom.
The pitch is really
Yeah.
good. Needs a bit of rain obviously at times, but just
Needs a bit of rain. It never stops fucking raining.
but down Capital, I think it's just coming into winter time now. We'll hopefully get rain, but we've no sprinkler system, do we?
Oh, do you know that?
No. I think they only put it on for Scotland under 19s and stuff play there for them for the big boys. But regarding us, no chance.
By the way, how many times have Dundee played Kelly this year?
Mate, it's fucking unbelievable.
I couldn't believe
right
they played
there.
and Hibs and Dundee United
Dundee United played last
2
week.
weeks. 2 weeks ago.
How does that work?
St Mirren and Hearts have played each other about 4 times I know.
Madness, isn't it?
I know we'll go well off track, but again, it's just that
think that's
argument
just-
about a bigger league, man. Like,
No,
for me,
definitely.
I think it would make a difference.
The Dundee Kelly games are mad, don't it? So
it's always
Dundee were beating Kelly 2. I know. But Dundee were beating Kelly 2 and it finished 3-2.
Kelly scored a late winner, and then Dundee scored a late
I think they're
winner.
always choking for it to be 2 each though. I think they want it to be 2 each, didn't they? I know it's been 3-2 and 3-2, but I do.
Peter's for the game.
See
who wins.
Right, let's talk about Hibs again. Like, we were in the group again yesterday. Genuinely could not believe that Hibs conceded late again.
Do you feel sorry for them?
Wee bit, because see if he'd taken the last 5 minutes out of games, David Gray would probably be sitting fucking third or fourth.
It's mind blowing.
I think
again,
if you're the manager as well, and you
Must
actually
be pulling his words.
if you're the manager as well, and you actually look at the level of performance that they've got for the first 60-70 minutes, they should be out of sight, shouldn't they? They shouldn't even allow Dundee to get back in the game. So I think that must be frustrating. But what I will say is I don't think how much they're kind of dominated some games, they're not creating enough either. Definitely not creating enough. Yeah. And I think if you're knowing this league, you're talking about how competitive it is. Teams are always going to have that period to get back into the game. But I talked about the Cammy Devon one. That's never a penalty for me either.
The Dundee United penalty.
I don't think that's a penalty.
It's much the same as the one Hibs got like a chance to get a penalty straight after, and it's quite similar. It's just a wee bit of a tug, and
that one.
And again, he gives one, he doesn't give the other, but it's definitely not a penalty.
And what David Gray says, like every club had that meeting, and that was the sort of conversation. Like if the ball's going into the vicinity of the area where somebody gets dragged down, it's probably going to get given.
Yeah.
But
so do you think a wee bit of a tug should be punished?
Like Paul Slane. You give that a good tug, didn't you?
That would be a wee bit of a tug, that, wouldn't it?
Thought you'd be there for a long time.
No, but genuinely, I mean it. Like, see that pull in the shirt? Because Peter's saying as long it's only if the ball goes into that area of the pitch, if you pull the shirt, that it should be a penalty. Have you seen that?
That's what the conversation is.
And do you agree with that? I still don't think when the ball comes in the box, you need to pull somebody's shirt.
Nah.
Regardless if it's in your area or not.
If you fling somebody to the floor, I think regardless of where the position is in the box, I think it's going to be a penalty. But mate, he's doing this. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's no like proper yanked him to the floor. It's stupid. It is stupid. Like David Gray said that. But again, is that a punishable offence?
If the ball's come from here, but they're focusing on that player here, and he's pulling them in.
He's actually not even looking. He's looking at the ball. And he's fucking. He's like that behind him.
What game was that? You said that Kelly St Mirren? Was it when somebody was flicking the ball?
Joe Wright, aye.
Did you see Matthew McDermott last week with the VAR? With Joe Wright when he sent it off? And then he went running over, and then he came back and he only done a single hand. So the telly was obviously not as thick as what he thought it was. He went there, he came back single hand. Mate, the refs are like method actors, mate. I love it, mate. I want there to be a VAR red card every week. Do you worry for how Hibs could be done there coming in the season?
Well, considering how they're going now, they're
not winning games,
as Andy saying, they're playing well for 60-70 minutes, and then this league is tough, so you got to punish teams when you're on top, and it's going to be hard because every other team's picking up points and they're not.
Have you ever had a year in the SPFL where you really struggled?
My first season, just when we were finished 7th or 8th, but after that, it's...
Was there ever a time when you thought we could go down here?
At Aberdeen, nah.
Nah, never.
But Dundee, I sure got relegated with Dundee, but I only came in sort of last...
Alright, so you don't want to put yourself on that. So you were in the last 6 months?
I know. But I'm 3 managers.
Oh, so you did that. So
3 managers in 6 months?
Well, James lost his job after a few weeks. And then
we played you at Peterhead and he lost his job after that night, didn't
That's right.
Obviously, you were there, Andy.
Well, we were there,
I just came up.
That's right. You were good though.
We were good that night. We popped it, didn't we? He did pop it.
And then Charlie just put 1 in the sixpence for me.
So he did. You scored actually, you bastard.
Sorry.
So see, after he goes, was it Mark McGee comes in?
Mark McGee came in,
How was he?
Madman. But the
couple of good interviews for us.
Amazing.
But like we were just turning up from training. The Sky cameras and everything were just turning up all the time because obviously of his interviews. But what didn't help was Mark McGee still had like a 6-7 game ban from before.
So he did.
So he wasn't even on the touchline for 6 games. Aye. But Sky cameras were just turning up left, right and centre.
What was his interview? Do you remember where you were when he said, "I've told them I'll starve myself and get naked if they win"?
I can't remember.
Is that what he said?
It was something. It was something like that.
Turn the heating off in his house.
I was going to be freezing naked.
Was that us or was that somebody else?
No, that was Dundee.
Would his team talks be quite weird?
His team talks are actually just to himself, but I think when he came across, team talks were just him being himself in that sense. But what he was saying, like with Sky interviews and stuff, that was completely different to how he was in the change room. But he was just he was grand in the sense of over the course, but he ended up obviously losing his job, and then Bowyer came in then afterwards. So it was when you're quick changing managers and you're trying to stay in the league, it's always going to be difficult, isn't it? So
what was Gary Bowyer like? He was on that Salford document. He seems like quite a nice guy now.
Well, me and him had a fallout, didn't we? So that's why you asked him, isn't it? Not fallout in the sense of like I remember Gary getting what do you call it, getting the job. So straight away he's phoned me up and we had a conversation. He's like right now, what happened last season? What sort of type of players do we need? Like what happened? So straight away, a good conversation. So I've come back pre-season and he's given me an extra week off because I was away with Northern Ireland team, whatever. So happy days, everything's good. So started pre-season, flying, scored a few goals, everything doing well, and then we played Partick Thistle the first game of the season, 2-0 down half time, two defensive horrendous areas. So he hooked me at half time, which I don't mind. If you want to try and get back in the game, you bring on another attacker. But all in all, he just turned against me at that point for no major reason, and I have a lot of respect for a lot of managers and stuff, but just so how he treated me was just outrageous.
What sort of things did he do?
He made me train with the young team for 3 months.
That is the worst thing.
What, just because of that?
Just because I think there's different incidents in the sense of I think he was maybe trying to get me to leave, to maybe go on loan, to maybe free up wages to bring other players in. But no, how I was treated was shocking, to be honest. I just didn't have a lot of time for it. But I think a lot of that came down for a big reason of why he ended up getting a sack, because like the chairman and stuff and Gordon Strachan was there at the time, and they didn't like that. They didn't
like you being treated like
didn't like me treated that, because I'd done nothing wrong in the sense of I was there, I was contracted Dundee, I wasn't causing enough, I was turning up every day training, and then he made me obviously train with the young team, and then
under 12s you were training all that.
Jeez, but so long being whole, it came to end that season. Dundee were doing okay and they won the league in the last game of the season, and he gets sacked straight after winning the league. You're thinking straight away him win the league, he's going to get a chance in the Premiership, but then he ended up losing his job. And
why not just come to you, mate, and say, listen, I don't fancy it, if that's the case, instead of going, you're going to train me.
It's like, I'd rather have respect for like sometimes managers in the sense of if they tell you early doors, look, you're not for me, go and find something else, and then it gives you a bit of time to find something. But you come in pre-season, you've done really well, you've scored a few goals, and you've started to do really well, and then it just flipped on. But I even remember after that game, I think we played Inverness, they were winning, and then you're on the bench, and then he's trying to call upon you then to come on and maybe try and score a goal or do this, do that. But then it just went downhill, and it was the worst part of my career, to be honest.
Again, have you ever had that? You've been sent to train with the kids? Or anybody in your team that's been sent to train with the kids?
I think only once with Kick Senior at Rangers.
Who was it, Lafferty?
No, me.
Oh, you got sent?
Was that when you
under
I think it
19s?
was once, maybe. Aye.
Was that when you argued with him, Andy, with the shape, remember?
No, it was like right at the end, almost. It was me, Paddy McCourt, Martin Waghorn. There was like 4 or 5 of us.
Why are you training with under 19s?
Aye.
It's demoralising that, innit?
I don't mind it.
Did you? Did you?
Have I had that?
I think if
it's done right,
if the player starts to affect the first team's training,
you need to do
but
it.
again, if you're still training hard, why would you do that to somebody? Like, if you want to tell them and say, listen, we want ready, fair enough. But again,
But it was just and everything there's nothing I could have done to sort of change his mind. He obviously just made up his mind, and that was it. We had a possession drill one day in training, and I was in the team that keeping the ball, and there's 3 teams, 3 different colours, 2 teams keep the ball, another team.
One team chase.
Chase. So like I'm in the team that's keeping the ball, and we're just passing around keeping the ball for fun, and obviously the team were getting bombarded with passes, and he just stopped the game. He just started going bananas, and he came to me and he goes, "Hey, fucking you, get after the ball." I'm like, we're keeping the ball here. Like he just had it in him that he was just seeing me as an easy target, and he just came for me for obviously no reason. But we were keeping the ball, but he was obviously disappointed because the other team weren't winning the ball back, and then just obviously escalated.
Did you say something back then?
No, I just keep myself to myself, and I just get on with things. You know what I mean? I've just learned. I've been around the game a long time. I've obviously played at a reasonably decent level, so I've learned just to get on with things, and that's
How was Stratton?
I loved him because he was just. Because I signed at Celtic and he was a manager, but I was obviously in the development squad with yourself. Because we're still developing as players, you know what I mean, and people.
Development player.
Still developing.
That development squad, just right jobbies, mate. Stop calling us a development squad.
Resi's, it's got to go back.
Resi's,
development.
But nah, Strachan was brilliant because he went in, like, had a chat with him and stuff, just keep your head down, train away. But he knew, like, I wasn't happy, but I just turned up every day and just trained anyway and just got on with things.
I didn't even know you were in South Korea.
6 months,
How was that?
Good experience. So a big thing for me was Ki Sung-young, who I played with at Celtic.
What a player, mate.
Oh, he was
He was
brilliant.
a joke.
Is that the midfielder? Went to Swansea?
Yeah,
Fucking
Newcastle.
hell, what a player,
Newcastle as well. So
He was brilliant, mate. Do you
I know,
remember
but you says what a player, but then had to double check.
Yeah, it
it.
was him.
you thinking Chaddy or something?
Chad or something. But Key was the best by a mile, wasn't he?
He was brilliant.
He had the bushiest hair ever, didn't he? Mad bushy
He
afro.
was good, aye.
What a player, man. I
Oh,
loved him.
technically
He on about,
insane.
he on about pubes.
That was Chad. Do you remember his pubes?
remember Cokie?
Oh, Cokie had a bush as well, didn't he?
Do you remember he used to come in, he used to shave half his tash and stuff, and then he'd leave half. But he
was
only
crazy.
knew swear words, he couldn't speak English.
We only taught him swear words, didn't he? He used to say to Lenny all the time, mate. You ginger bastard.
I used to always call him a ginger bastard.
What was the story about he called the doctor was a chagger one day in
Dr.
the
Shagger, in a
shopping
in
centre?
a
or
shopping
something?
centre. He's got his wife. Dr. Shagger. Dr. Slap.
The doctor's with his wife.
Because they all used to call him Dr. Shagger for a joke, obviously, and somebody seen him in a shopping centre start shouting Dr. Shagger and he's with his wife. She's like, why is he calling me
That's
that?
amazing.
But was it Keys that ran that club? You went when
So Key's dad was the president of the football club, so this random crane agent, I don't know, he just got in touch with me one time, so I put him on the agent jury, who you know, say.
what
So
a guy.
I put him on the agent jury, and I was grand, so I didn't think anything of it. So a big thing for me was Ki Sung-young's father and the Korean agent, they flew over to Belfast from Korea to meet me. So I spent a few days with him and went out for food, and they seen me as a person, met me and stuff, and then they offered me a contract there, and then I was like, I'm not signing it, I'll fly over. So I ended up flying over like 2 weeks later and signed. And like, see, regarding facilities, the standard of football and all, it was unbelievable, like how serious they take the football.
Good money.
Money was fine, but I needed to be in the country probably for a year or two for it to benefit me. So I was only in the country for 5 months. I signed halfway through the season and we end up getting relegated. So what usually happens is, like, the foreign players such as myself, there's a French guy and a Brazilian guy, so they move on to obviously different clubs because the wage bracket or whatever. So I'm glad I did it. I no missus, no kids. I just thought, why not?
How was the food and that? Nice.
Food was lovely, very westernised. Going out, like, I had my own English interpreter, so he was my best mate, so just done everything for me.
Did you?
Brilliant.
I'd love that.
I always kept in touch with him, so he actually ended up getting a job with the South Korean national team. So I think one of the managers came in and speak obviously English, so he ended up getting a job with the South Korean national team, and he actually flew into Aberdeen and came to a match and stuff, and we played him. But no, good experience, glad I did it, and it actually probably worked out better for me because I ended up coming back to Aberdeen and signing a longer term contract. I went to Hibs and met Lenny, and I was close to signing for Hibs, and I ended up just going back
Where did you meet Lenny?
at the training ground.
Went to training ground,
And that's the first thing he said to me. He's like, I wish I had done that as a player or even as a manager. Just went somewhere foreign and just done it. And obviously he's done it now recently in the last number of years. So, but it was good in the sense of what I like about football is it swings and roundabouts in the sense of, because obviously he was my manager at Celtic and let me go, and there was me, obviously went on and had a decent career at Aberdeen and came back round and he was Hibs manager, and there he was wanting to sign me at Hibs. So
why'd you pick Aberdeen over Hibs then?
I think because Dale was still there, longer term contract, and I just knew what I was coming into. I just had been there and sort of done it, and it was probably more comfortable just come back to Aberdeen. I ended up signing another 3.5, 4 year contract. So
Nearly done, mate. You've been sensational.
Aye,
Just your
been
time at Celtic,
incredible.
innit?
You could be a pundit when you retire.
no chance.
What do you want to do when you're
I
manager?
done
innit?
sports scene the first time a couple of weeks ago, which I was nervous about, but
I was.
I think I want to be a manager more so than a coach. I was obviously speaking off air. I think just experience and just how I am as a person, sort of being level headed, and just how I would be. Like, I see a lot of myself in Aberdeen manager at the moment, just how sort of chilled and calm he is, and how I would like use my experiences of good and bad. Just to sort of, a big thing for me is managing the players. I think it's more important managing the players who aren't playing more so than the players who are playing. I've always found that in the last couple of years, sort of getting that a wee bit older, and how I've been dealt with over the last probably 4 or 5 seasons, I've learned that a lot. But I think just managing the players and getting the best out of everybody is the most important thing, I think.
You're desperate for that Morton job, you said.
Definitely not, nah. He's still bribe, maybe.
You get that name from what I've been
Give it.
soon. Right, time at Celtic, came over for Derry. When did you first hear at Celtic are in for you?
The Celtic one was quick because it was my
Swansea or something, yeah?
it was my first professional contract at Derry City, because I was there. I'd signed in the January, I think it was, or whatever, or I think it was the start of the season. So Paddy McCourt went after 6 months. So
Was he a joke?
It was unbelievable. Just you're walking, you see the big fuzzy hair, and you're thinking, "What's this?" Like I never knew anything about him, but obviously once the 5 sides got out and he was playing, he was just unbelievable.
Was he ridiculous?
One of
Did you
the
ever play against him?
most naturally gifted players I've ever played with.
See that famous goal he scored for Barnes against? That was against Middlesbrough. I was playing.
Do you go by
We
it?
just weaved about 6 people.
He would do that in
crazy.
training 4 or 5 times every day. That goal he scored, he could do that so easily, couldn't he?
Mate, see when I first seen him, I was like, what the fuck, man?
His passing was very
His
underrated.
passing, he could zing the ball as well, couldn't he?
I knew any time he got on the ball, I would just try and make that run in between the fullback and the centre
you want
half,
that
and he'd
pass
always
unlock.
just passed it. But no, Paddy was brilliant. So
Would he be left wing, you'd be right wing?
So then he was injured a lot of the time, then he came back and he's playing right wing sort of, and he just sort of playing the 10. I was always left wing, and I just had an unbelievable season. Ended up getting Young Player of the Year in Ireland, and now Swansea were monitoring me for about 5 months, just coming to all my games, and I knew nothing about it, and that's what Jerry was very good at. He just would always phone me up after the games and just say, look, well done well, scored a goal or whatever, and moved on. But came to end that season, and he's like, Swansea want to sign you. So I flew over to Swansea and met Roberto Martinez at the time and went to the Cardiff Swansea game. Great atmosphere, brilliant game. So my heart was set in Swansea. He came to the hotel, met me that night and stuff. Everything was great, and I went home, spoke to my family, and then when I came back I was like, right, heart set in Swansea. And I was in the house and Jerry phoned me. He's like, where are you? I said, I'm in the house here. He said, look, Neil Lennon's been on the phone, Celtic want to sign you. So straight away I'm obviously buzzing, and then
Would the full family be jumping a bit?
everyone was just delighted straight away. I think like, growing up obviously watching Celtic and over and seeing Celtic games, and just sort of, I was always Gaelic background, so it was either Celtic or Rangers growing up. That's all it was. And once obviously Celtic came in, I just thought, wow, this is unbelievable, because I went from being a student, working part-time, working on a car wash, to obviously signing for one of the biggest clubs, and that was all in the space of probably about 18 months, and ended up getting my Northern Ireland debut as well at the same time. And so now once Celtic came in, that was me, just flew over Celtic, signed for Celtic.
Did you need to phone Bobby Martinez and tell him you were patching him?
Yeah, well, that was all through the agent, wasn't through me, but it's one of those things you always wonder what would have happened if I had a sign for Swansea instead of Celtic, but I was never turning down Celtic obviously when they came in. So
What was Martinez like as a guy?
Brilliant. As I said, he was brilliant in the sense of, like, he met me at after the match. He came back to the hotel. I think the game finished a draw, so he came back to the hotel that night, met me again, and then met me sort of before I went home and stuff. So they were obviously very keen on me at the time. So yeah, so same for Celtic, car wash, working for 2 weeks, and then back over and joining the change room with these two madmen.
Lenny, was he a coach of the first team then?
He wasn't. It was Paul McStay and Willie McStay.
Then I call him Paul McStay, hates that, mate. Well, the times we got things in everywhere cocktail, and he think they want me him got your brother Paul's a great player. You could see the life drain out his face, mate. Thanks very much.
So it's just him. It was just him and Danny McGrain, wasn't it? So I just come in, like they said to me, look, you're coming in and we're obviously still going to work with you as like development side of things, because I was only 1 year professional footballer, and you've probably seen me coming in, I was quite raw in the sense of, like, I had a lot to improve on sort of technically. I was obviously very quick and just played with freedom and stuff and got up players, but I knew I still had a lot to work on that side of things.
What was your earliest memory of these two?
He was always just chirpy. Like, I was always quiet and shy, but you and Caddy and stuff would always keep the change room going.
Would he be telling
Laney was always quiet because he was always nervous around the first team.
Quiet,
nervous wreck, mate.
He was
But
always
were you quiet though? I wouldn't expected you to be quiet.
No, he would chat away and ask questions and stuff in that sense of things. Daft questions, but
mate, our reserve team is, remember it was me and Mass centre mid, Paddy and the whole.
You and who, centre mid?
Massimo Donati, mate, it was a fucking joke,
it was
wasn't
a
it?
good team, aye.
He used to do step overs, nobody near him, mate, he would do a step over. Remember that story I've told driving up to play Falkirk? Have I told you that? I used to sit next to Mass on the bus because he used to pick me up, we were quite tight. We'd just get up to Broxburn Juniors, I was playing, he looks at me and goes like that, King San Siro to fucking Broxburn Juniors, and he goes, we had a guy called Danny Lafferty, but we called him Fanny Lafferty.
He lived with me at Chippo.
Paolo Maldini to Fanny Lafferty. Mate, I've never felt so
you used
sorry.
To travel, didn't you?
I lived with Danny for probably about a year.
Mate, how funny. Danny was tuned to the fucking moon, wasn't he? Do you know leave Paddy's house open Monday?
Mate, there's also stories that he was...
He went and played for Burnley first team.
He ended up going back home and he signed for was it Brighton and Burnley and Sheffield United. He ended up doing well for himself, but I think he nearly got Paddy and his missus Laura divorced. I think Laura was heavily pregnant at the time, wasn't he? And obviously Danny was like, can I stay for a while? I think 3 months later Danny was still there, so I think one night fucking Danny just gets up and just leaves the house, leaves the door open, and then obviously his missus is, what do you call it, she's heavily pregnant, but now Danny's just daft as a brush and just up to madness all the time. Like, I lived with him and stuff. I think he forgot the insurance car. He drove into Foxy, didn't he? He came over the wee hill beside Lanarkstown. He drove straight in him, but I don't think he had insurance or not. I would used to like bring him home when he lived in Kirkintilloch, and then later on he finally was end up living with me and stuff. But he went home one day and his car wasn't there. I think the tax people came and picked his car up and stuff.
He was so funny, Danny. He was so thick, wasn't he? But he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
He was a nice
But he was
guy.
good for me because he was Irish and he helped me settle in quickly. So, but now he nearly what do you call, make a disaster out of Paddy and his missus for sure.
Mate, did you struggle, see, when you first came into Celtic and the reserves and that, did you struggle with sort of the standard compared to when you were at Derry?
I didn't struggle. I struggled when I started, obviously, like training with the first team on a more consistent basis. I was just, because I had my first full-time professional year of playing football, that benefited me in the sense of like playing Gaelic football and being sort of robust, strong, quick. I think just got in, just being fearless, and just, I think even making my international debut, that sort of helped with my confidence in the side of things. And then I think me and you got called at the same time, didn't we? Friday night, Celtic were playing the Wembley Cup, so me and you get the same call. I think on the Friday saying, "Oh, come on down to Wembley. You're going to be on the bench against Tottenham Hotspur," and then us, me and you made our debuts.
Yeah. Well, I made my debut when I was 17, but I did play that game.
Is that the Modric game?
Modric game.
You're on after Modric, you
Remember Mowbray going mad at me after the game?
That's when Paddy nearly scored a worldie that
So he
game.
did.
He ran by about 6 players.
Were you at Aiden's Halloween party when your agent Jerry Carlisle came?
I picked him up.
Did you pick him up
I
that
came
night?
over and picked him up.
He fell asleep, mate. We stole his phone and was texting managers via his phone.
He's texting a few.
Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger.
No way. Something you can just say on here, mate. And Wenger like text back my question. Absolutely baffled.
That's a perfect scenario. Halloween party, agent fall asleep, take his phone and just text managers.
He must have been fuming.
Paddy brought 2 of his mates that night. We ended up staying up till about fucking 10 the next morning. Jim O'Brien was playing the guitar. What a night that was. Amazing, man. Were you and Paddy tight, obviously, huh?
Nah, me and Paddy were brilliant. Great to see him back. He was out of the game there for a few years due to bad circumstances, but he's assistant manager at Glentoran now, so I'm just happy to see him back in the game. But what a man.
See, just on the island thing, what about Damien Duff? Incredible, isn't it?
I don't know, I won the league. Was it
Shelbourne.
like 3 minutes to go or something like that?
I watched it. They won it about the last 10 minutes, and then the guy came on and scored. I think had a chance close to the end, and he was running through 1-on-1. He tried to dink the keeper and he missed it, and then Derry nearly got up the field and score. But they had to win the game. But now over the course of the season, Shelbourne deserved it. Damien Duff's done an unbelievable job.
Is that the first time they've won it in years?
First time in years. I think just with their budget, because Shamrock Rovers have always been there consistently. Derry City have done well in the last couple of years, but some achievement for Shelbourne to win that league.
You think he'll be a top manager, eh? I interviewed him on
I
here.
remember you saying it in the interview, you were really impressed with him.
Really good, mate, the way he spoke about football, and I think he was meant to be a really good coach under Rodgers, wasn't he?
I think I've seen as well, and then no lose a couple of their best players at the start. Oh, Malloy, Aberdeen.
That's right.
Lost him, didn't he? I think there was somebody else at the start of the season as well.
His interviews are brilliant, mate. He comes with people, doesn't he?
Yeah, he comes. He's just sort of, I don't know, just his answers are quick and different, and I think that's what the media like, and he's ended up backing it up with obviously a good
He
team.
speaks highly of the Irish League though, didn't he?
He talks
I
up. I like that. I didn't like him phoning the Mourinho FaceTime Mourinho.
I think he went with doing as well as he thought. Especially when he didn't answer either.
Yeah. Robbie Keane obviously at Celtic at the same time as you. How you signed the same day? Obviously.
Same day, aye.
Did he say all right, wee man, or that?
No, but I genuinely get put to totally come in the next day. Because it was his big signing, obviously. They were all there, so they were like, just you wait until the next day. Can you fucking believe
Did you ever have a convo with him, just one-on-one?
You hold the shirt for him. He's taking the pictures.
Yeah, mate, I've said this before, but were you really impressed with him in training?
I loved his movement and stuff.
His
His
movement
movement
was
was
brilliant,
unbelievable.
Well, you know.
No, but he was excellent with Celtic with his goals, but I don't know if it was like I was expecting him to be like off the scale, do you know what I mean?
But you take Longberg and Robbie Keane, like it was night and day. Like Longberg came in towards the end of his career, like, and he obviously wasn't brilliant, but Robbie
What
Keane.
do I mean woeful here, Willingberg?
Mate, I felt genuinely when I said it was as if he'd never played the game before.
What, he couldn't control the ball?
It's just genuinely like you were like, and I don't know, sometimes you do that with players that have had unreal careers, so but with him I didn't feel like that. I just felt like this guy's not a football player at all.
I think he was good in the sense, but I think you just, because he was playing an invincible team, you just expect a bit more. But I think he still was alright, if you know what I mean. But Robbie Keane was funny in the sense of like, it's just, he was real sort of dry sense of humour, but Paddy loved him. Like,
Mate, did Paddy used to get slotted for being up his ass?
Paddy used to like, if you need picked up at the airport or anything, I'll come pick you up and stuff. But Paddy loved questions, loved everything. So as soon as Robbie Keane signed, that was Paddy just latching on to him. But
that night after the Liverpool's Legend game, Robbie Keane was, I was steaming, mate, nipping his ear, man, getting photos of him and all. He must have thought, who is this wee prick?
How was he?
How did you know in an interview?
I did. He was going to come on. He was going to come on, but then he patched it. Followed him on Instagram the next day. He never followed us back. Devastated, man. I was like, I do a podcast. Will you come on? He's like, yeah, no problem. Fuck off.
He'd be good to do. I'd have good stories and stuff.
What about any stories with Big Charlie?
I've none of Charlie, nah.
I mean, he's even in that commentary we did that
the one that stands out is a story that Charlie told about the security. Yeah,
were you there for that?
I wasn't there for that, but it's just sums Charlie up. And Charlie's just always up there.
What other first team players did you like? Who else did you go on with?
At what any club really?
Not Celtic.
I like McGeady because he was just his dry sense of humour and stuff, and he was always on me and stuff, but always on me in a good way. I liked obviously used when I came into the dressing room, but Paddy was obviously helped me settle in. I like Joe Ledley was always good. Gary Hooper and Stokesy. I'll never forget. I was out and we had, I think it was a Halloween party. So my mate Tommy Stewart, he was at Partick Thistle at the time, and my mate James McCann was over. So we're all like, I should dress up for a bit of crack. So we always dressed up as the Seven Dwarfs. We were running around Sugar Cube like maniacs and stuff, and sweating, and we're trying to get into the VIP area. So we finally get in or whatever, and then I seen Stokesy and Hooper, and I came dancing over and fucking and like annoying them and stuff, and then I had a disaster. I was a bit drunk, and the table and chairs went everywhere. Like Stokesy's proper going to go for me, so I had to rip the mask off quickly to sit with me.
What, you gonna bat you?
So I was obviously all dressed up. And
what dwarf for you?
I can't remember. It was just raw.
Horny. Is it horny?
Young Mas.
So you man got 3 bags full of sweeties at Halloween, didn't he?
Who would you say was you getting the best player at Celtic? I always think Sean. I thought Sean was.
Sean was brilliant, but I love Aidan. Like
Aidan was amazing.
When I first started training the first team, like Nakamura was still training there a few times, and he was brilliant. But Aidan was. I thought Aidan was.
Was Nakamura still when you were there?
He like when I sort of joined in under Gordon, like I was brought up to the first team a few times to train, but Nakamura was brilliant. But McGeady was.
What first team players would proper be on you? Who'd have been back then? Gaz Caldwell?
Big Gaz Caldwell.
Gaz Caldwell was tough for young boys, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine him being like that.
Like what you did? Why you keep getting the ball like that? Sort of. You're like, oh.
But see now as a manager and stuff, like Gary Woods, who I'm with at Martin, he had him at Exeter last season. He said he's absolutely brilliant.
I did like Gaz as a guy, but he was on you in training, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's obviously learned from his time, but like, you can understand now why players were like that, on young players getting on each other. Like now that's gone out of the game in the sense of like you get some certain players are on each other, but Gaz Caldwell is probably the one that was on you, but as anything, you just take it in the chin and get on with it.
So when did Lenny become the manager?
He became the manager in the end of Tony Mowbray, about, was it September, October time, I think it was?
Yeah.
Because that season, like, Tony Mowbray gave me my debut, and that season was just brilliant for me.
Talk us for the debut, like the story, but how do you know when you're going to be playing? When do you know, sorry?
He, well, obviously made my sort of Celtic debut down at Wembley, but my main Premier League debut, I was back at home in Ireland with just an international game. I think it was on the Wednesday night, and Tony Mowbray phoned me up on the Thursday and he says, look, you're playing this Saturday. And I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. I'm going to make my Celtic debut here. I think we're playing Dundee United
at Celtic Park.
So straight away he's like, Aidan McGeady suspended, so you're going to play. So straight away telling the folks, getting them all tickets and stuff, and just everyone coming over for the game. End up getting man of the match, but I think they just give you man of the match because of your debut, not necessarily how well you play. But we ended up drawing the game 1-0, but to make that my debut that time was just crazy. Like you're going shitting myself. But Paddy McCourt was good for me in that sense, because he came to me before the game, I'll never forget, and he says to me, look, get a couple of nice soft passes, just keep the ball simple and then build your way into the game. But as I said, it was about 18 months I was going from playing in front of 30 people at Dungan Swift to making my debut at Celtic Park. It was crazy, like, so just straight away you just take everything in your stride. So now it's just a momentum moment for me and my family, so happy days.
That's unbelievable.
Love the debut story, innit? I'd love to have a good debut
story. Does it not kill you? You never played?
It kills us, mate.
Make your debut.
Honestly, the biggest regret of my life. I can imagine, mate.
I'll speak to you tonight about it.
No, mate, we were 8-1 up. I was 17 on the bench, doing really well as well. 8-1 up away to Dunfermline. Lenny scored, mate. That's how bad Dunfermline were.
Didn't even put
Robbie Keane was playing, and he kept staring at me, and I was like, surely he's putting me on here. No.
I think that's
Do you know though, Si?
I think that's poor for a manager, no. 8-1 up.
Yeah, but he was only on the bench because of the 321 players.
100%.
No, but Andy, I think it's only a certain type of character that does make that next step.
John Keane, I didn't hear it.
You didn't have it in you. It must be hard for you, obviously. Now,
He knew you were going to make it, so he didn't want you to make it.
Was it Ross County won your debut?
I didn't think playing away at Ross County counts.
Mate, aye.
So like the Liverpool Legends game was your
I think
debut?
that's a bigger game than Ross
it's
County away.
Liverpool, innit?
What is that to it?
Nah, no way. Mate, do you know, I think I've told this before, but I was meant to play in a European Champions League.
Well, you say this.
No, I was meant to play in the Champions League qualifier, mate. Lenny.
What's that?
Or travel
No,
to the kit.
either or.
What, so Neil Lennon came and says you're playing?
On the list, mate, playing, and there was talk.
What do you mean on the list? So you're just on the list to travel? Or you're on the list to
Travel, but listen, there was rumours and murmurings that the wee man was going to get a start in Europe, and I had to go to his office. I told you that, and my passport was out of date. Just shows you how life works, innit, mate? Fucking heartbroken, man. I still obviously made the debut, though, didn't I? But it's fucking.
It wasn't out
You
of
would've
date
made it
for
a lot
Holland,
sooner.
was it?
I don't know, how quickly did you get that renewed? You got at least 2 months, mate. Don't be shite.
I swear to God. But it's something, mate. It's some feeling that, mate.
Mate, that's mad though. Dungannon Swift, so what was that like? Just like a junior team or something?
Well, they're in the Northern Premier League now. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? It's my first club.
No, but like,
They're in the same league as
Top league,
top league in Northern Ireland.
all right.
You'd be hated in Ireland, now.
That's a bad one again. It's going to be another
Nah,
bad
but
week.
they don't get a big crowd, but back then it was like 70, maybe 80 people at the matches.
Is that 80 people?
But now they'd probably get maybe 200-300, I would imagine. Depends if we're playing against the big teams.
And 18 months later you're playing for Celtic?
Wow.
That's amazing.
That
There's a
is
lot of good
amazing.
players in the Irish League though.
Oh, now with I think with Lauren doing well, they're getting more recognised with first time getting into Europe. But I've always found it the Eircom League itself is definitely a higher standard than the Northern Irish Premiership, and it showed the other night when Shamrock beat Lauren. I think it's just night and day at the moment. But regarding the league in general, there's a lot of good players there, a lot of good players. But it's just getting noticed. Like I think Stephen Kenny was there to watch somebody else. And I just happened to do well, and then all of a sudden Stephen Kenny was phoning me the next day, and he was obviously just came back from Scotland. He was the Derry City manager, and there I was end up signing. So
The Brandywell, what a place, mate. We used to go there pre-season, remember?
the Brandywell.
Oh, see the night out after it, mate.
Derry's a great city.
Derry's an unbelievable night out, mate. Isn't it?
That's a good spot now. So
Last year, bit on Lenny. Remember, you both got bullets.
yeah, no,
post.
it was just like I've told
Where was your flat was on Glasgow Quay, wasn't it? At the Squinty
I lived in
Bridge?
Finniston Street.
Finniston, that's right,
yeah.
yeah.
So no, I'll never forget it. I was just in my bedroom and
What are you doing?
just watching YouTube clips of Slaney's debut for Celtic. No, I was just in the room and I got the knock on the door and it was Lenny. So straight away you're thinking, what?
Lenny came to your house?
No, I was in the hotel.
Oh, in a hotel, right?
So we're playing a match the next day. So I was in the hotel and Lenny came to the door. She rapped my door. He's like, "Niall, can I speak to you?" So I'm straight away, "Look, what's happened here?" He's like, "Look, I just thought I'd come and say, so yourself and I have been sent bullets in the post, but they've been intercepted." So I'm like obviously shook back straight away, and he's like, "The only reason why I'm telling you is that like you're probably going to phone your mother and your father and just sort of let them know, because it was going to come out in the papers the next day that obviously yourself and I have been sent bullets." So it was good of him in the sense of to say that, to sort of reassure me, to tell my mum and dad, to say, look, they're opening the papers back home and just saying their son's been sent bullets in the post. So you're thinking straight away, this is crazy. But no, straight away Lenny was good in that side of things. So it was, I even think it was a few weeks, maybe a few months later, we played at Ibrox and Big Samara scored 2 goals, and then I think after that game, that's when Paddy McCourt got sent the bullets as well. So he was done in that sense. But I know it's not a common thing to happen, but it's a big shock to me in the sense of, wow, you've just been sent bullets in the post here, what's happened? But I'm sort of in that era where like I've grew up in Northern Ireland through maybe the Troubles and stuff, where it's a small minority of Rangers or Northern Ireland fans, but I was playing for Northern Ireland at times and playing for Celtic, so yes, it phases you, but in the sense of I was sort of maybe ready for it, and in the sense of my growing up, that I just got on with things, and thankfully nothing ever sort of materialised after that, because obviously you had the things about Lenny playing and stuff and getting threats and stuff, so he had to obviously move away from the Northern Ireland setup. But to get bullets sent in the post straight away, like,
Where did the bullets get sent to? Where were they getting sent to? Celtic Park?
I think they were just getting sent to the training ground or Celtic Park, so straight away they were intercepted in a place back home in Northern Ireland, so before they even got sent, obviously they must have shook the box or whatever and opened it. And
What did your mum say when you phoned her?
just shocked really. It's just like she's reassuring in the sense of like just she knows nothing really phases me that too much, just to get on with things and just sort of like my mum was obviously grew up in the Troubles and stuff, and I'm sure that worse things happened back then to sort of that, but it's not easy for any mother or father to know that their son's been sent bullets.
Was it weird playing for Northern Ireland? Being like, is it only you and Paddy that were really in that team that were like Celtic sided?
It wasn't weird in the sense of it was good for me because see when I made my debut, just coming on the pitch, the uproar the fans gave me, because I think they realised a young boy coming from Dundee and Swift City, a local lad doing well to get his international debut was huge. So straight away the fans took to me, but it was always just a small minority in the sense of yes, you get a wee bit of chip and a wee bit of thing along the way, but I was just there to do well for me and my family and just play football, and thankfully my Northern Ireland career ended up being good, and I've no regrets, to be honest.
He's got some of the results at Northern Ireland team, didn't
he? Didn't have. That Euro run, the Euros is mental.
The Euro run was crazy because we went into the group, so we had Romania, we had Greece, we had Hungary, Finland, so we had a tough group, so we were never expected to get out of the group, but I think we went away to Hungary, went 1-0 down. I came on as a sub, me and Big Laffs came on, but Laffs had a shot and he scuffed it into my pass, and I scored one each, and then I set Laffs up for the winner, and then 2-1, and see from then just momentum grew. We lost away to Romania, but with good wins in Hungary, and we beat Greece 2-0 away from home, and just momentum grew, and then we beat Greece at home to obviously qualify for the Euro. So it's the first time in 30 years that Northern Ireland qualified, and the night out in Finland was incredible. Like we drew one each, but it was good. You're talking about obviously playing for Northern Ireland and playing Celtic, but see the group of boys, you always had a bit of jip amongst like Celtic players like Dave Laffs, me and Paddy and stuff. You always had a bit of crack along that way, but the thing that stood out for me was 3-4 in the morning after Finland, we had all the whole 4th floor in the hotel, and there Paddy McCourt was and the Sluggies and the whole squad, Davo, Johnny, all the like sort of the Celtic heads, Rangers heads, everyone's just singing "Don't Sell McCourt." I mean, we must have sang it for about 2 hours, and Paddy was just bopping about. You know, as we walk, just bopping about in the speedos, just as we Sluggies for about 2 hours, just singing it, just drinking. But just moments like that you'll never forget.
I always remember the Will Griggs song for that.
That's right, Will Griggs on fire. Isn't
That's what annoys me. Well, it doesn't annoy me, but the whole Euros is about Will Griggs. He never even played 1 minute. He was on the bench, and all other like nations now were singing, but Michael could have just threw him on for 1 minute or something.
Slaney's song, that one.
It's Slaney.
I took it now, mate. That was you,
terrified.
Who did you share a room with?
I was always Paddy, and then later it was Josh McInnes. But Paddy,
I've shared the Paddy snores like fuck.
I've
shared the Paddy.
Paddy's funny because he just like. I'm not accusing of anyone of how to sleep, but Paddy just strips off naked. Just strips off naked, just jumps in the bed.
What about the other
I
day?
used to love the. You ever heard the Charlie story when he said they roomed with?
No, Paddy was always the phone call, the 2 phones. That one,
no. When he said that, like, so they would get the schedule, it'd be a double session. They said it's like the Monday and the double session, the Thursday. He's like, I can't do that double session the Thursday. So he's talking about it 3 days before. He's like, if I said to him I couldn't do that.
His hammies and back were always fucking strong. He used to say that, didn't he?
There was one about Brownie when I think they went out and they'd done like a 20-minute run or something. He came in and he's like, fuck me, Brownie, that was a tough session. Brownie's like, that's only a warm-up. We're going down to train a few minutes later.
Mate, how good are his pancakes though?
He used to always get the 2 phones, remember? He used to always have private numbers. He'd always, I remember it was always to be Blackberries. So he'd always just put them together, and he'd phone like 2 random managers, but he was always good at it. He would like the dancer, and he'd be like, hello, and then he would start joining the conversation, and then one boy would be down the phone like, no, you fucking phone me, what did you phone me?
Who was the name to go?
I've never been in so much tears. Danny McGrain and Willie McStay in a hotel room, and Danny's like, you fucking phoned me. He's like, I can assure you, Danny, you phoned me. I didn't fucking phone you. Danny's going off his nuts.
But Paddy always used to love wee bottle of Murloc wine. So he likes him. So the older lads like Feeney and Healy and stuff, and they were good in that sense, and they just got on with their business, and managers liked that. But now he was great.
Did he not do the Derry City chairman and the Derry City owner once for the 2
I think he done that. I think he done Declan Devine, like my Glentoran manager. I think he got a few of them, but it was just funny.
What a guy. And what was Big Lafferty? Funny.
Big Lafferty was you've obviously known him stuff. Just daft as a brush, and just always wanting to do mad things.
Like what?
Well, not mad things in a sense. Well, he did want to do mad things, but I'll never forget. We'd qualified for the Euros and that, and he was always late to meetings and stuff, and always like you're always worried about where he was and stuff. And we played Switzerland in the World Cup playoff, and we lost the game at home 1-0, and we went away and we drew 0-0. But I was left out of the squad the second game. I was on the bench the first game, and I'm thinking we're having a team meeting here, and we're like, where's Laughs? And nowhere to be seen. And Michael was quite shrewd and abrupt in everything he did. Like, you need to be on meetings in time and stuff. And he was always on the Laughs and stuff, and Laughs was obviously late, so Michael just shut the door. And he continued having his meeting, and then all you could hear is the wee door handle going. We knew straight away it was Laughs, and then Laughs started like pulling, and then Michael went over, and then Michael was sort of pulling the door back. But the door was obviously locked, and then I'm thinking, like, surely what's he going to do here? I'm thinking I'm going to be in the bench here. He's going to maybe leave Laughs out of the squad. But back then you always had to put the team in the night before, so Laughs had to be on the bench. But just being late to meetings, being daft, but it was funny because Laughs was just pulling the door and nothing.
We had a training centre at Rangers. We had so the shower was there, and then the ice baths were like literally right outside the entrance to the shower. So to fill the ice bath, it was just a freezing cold tap water with a hose joined onto it. And see, just any time somebody went for a shower, you knew Laugh was grabbing that hose. But he used to always do Greeksy. He used to be, get up, fucking hose the fuck. He's just filling up with this cold water, man.
We're going to end it, but do you know what I just remembered? Remember we seen a guy running after the cooking show with a pair of flip-flops on?
Aye. Out a jog with flip-flops.
Out a jog,
but
mate.
no flip-flops, mate. The flip-flops, the Havana ones.
Like a thong. Do you know the wee bit that goes out the middle?
It gives you blisters when you walk on them, that I mean run.
Out for a run with him on, mate. Never that lie. If you're that man, please, mate, his toes must have been killing him, mate.
Oh, mate, he was running.
Running, mate, like out a run with fucking Havana flip-flops on.
Madness.
Can I don't know how now if you on the spot how you're going to think this. Your best ever 11. Think you could do it?
That you've played with? Wow.
Best 11, Jesus. Nah, Jesus isn't playing, but in goals, probably Borage.
Boric, funny, wasn't he, Boric? Did not give a fuck.
I'd probably go Aaron Hughes right back.
Who Dan Hughes play for?
Fulhams.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, I was going to say Newcastle.
He was
good player.
Fairly underrated. He was one of the most capped player in the Premier League. I think he was in the top 12 at one stage when he was playing. Defenders, probably I'd go Chris Brunt left back, probably.
Great player.
Chris Brunt, just to get him into the team. Johnny Evans, probably centre half.
How good's Evans? Amazing.
Johnny's just so calm in the ball.
Mate, it's nuts. He's still playing with Man U, innit?
I'd probably go them three. I'd go with maybe a three. It was hard to think. I'd go
Chris Brunt left a free at the back. You want to be a manager?
But
it's a bad tune, mate.
It's attacking, isn't it?
Chairman's watchers, mate.
I'm trying to pick 11 then. I'll decide formation afterwards, sorry. Devo, definitely in midfield. You've got sort of Madison, and then you've got Paddy McCourt.
Oh, what a free.
Probably have to go Devo on his own, maybe. Many's that I've got? 3, 6.
3 up front, one needing?
7.
7 with a goalie. 2 wing backs and 2 strikers, if that's what you're playing, 3-5-2, or probably, 2 wingers, just go 2 wingers.
Probably go Robbie Keane.
Wow.
As a striker.
Rasmussen, another one.
I'm thinking now.
Right back just for his boys.
I'm gonna
Johnny Hayes.
Right wing back, I'll probably go young Conor Bradley.
Oh wow. Oh mate, how good's Bradley?
Yeah, I'll probably go young Bradley because I think he's obviously just kicked on the last couple of years.
What was he like the first squad he came in? Could you tell straight away?
You could tell straight away like his whole demeanour and how he was physically and fit, and he was just never give a shit, always getting the 50-50 tackles, never cared who he played with. Sometimes you get young lads come in and they're a wee bit hesitant, laid back, but
he was unbelievable that night. 1-0 against Scotland.
Yeah, he was really good.
He scored, yeah, so you've got probably Bradley, and then who else have we got? I've said McGeady, haven't I? So we have McGeady.
No, you've not.
No, I'm Aiden in.
You putting Aiden in?
I put Aiden in. So there you go. Right,
Striker.
I've got Robbie Keane.
No, but one more striker you've got.
No, that's enough. Sure, I've got Paddy, I've got Madison, and I've got McGeady.
You've got Davis in the middle with Paddy and Madison. You've got Aiden on one wing. You've got Bradley on the other wing. You've got 2 strikers.
No, sure, I went 3 at the back. Well, 3
so 3-5-2.
You need another striker then.
Another striker,
Fucking manager.
12 players.
I'm trying to work it out.
He's got 10 players for every game, mate. He'll never win a fucking game. He's going to play with 10.
Well, Robbie Keane and
Warren Feeney for
probably
his
go.
Just sit in his moor.
Drives around the stadium.
I'll probably go Hooper maybe.
Super good.
Just I'd probably go Hooper as a just out and out striker and finisher, everything.
I've not picked a lot of Aberdeen players, have you?
Madison.
Madison, yeah.
And also ask him who's the manager
It's
of
just
that team.
picking your best 11. It's not picking your mates, isn't it?
Who's your favourite ever manager? Who's the manager?
McInnes.
Dale McInnes.
Favourite
Doug
of-
Emery legend.
Niall McGinn, you've been against
What a legend.
Cheers.